Let's go live and let's put the mic on. Silencing myself before I even begin. Oh no. Okay, camera's here, not there. Screen's down here and the camera's up here. Okay. Tonight we're going to get this right. The last few attempts at doing these live shows, every time I've done them, the camera's broken or the mic's not been working or whatever. But I'm hoping tonight everything's going to go fine. I was originally going to come on air today at 5 p.m. That was my plan. And I don't know why I don't even know why I tried to do that, because it's never going to happen. I'm never going to get on earlier. I mean, I'm going to try, but I don't think I'm ever going to get on earlier. Yeah. No, so basically what the plan was today, I wanted to come on at 5 o'clock. That was my plan. And so I got everything ready for it. And then for some reason, the time just kind of slipped away really quick. And I was like, there's no way I'm going to be on for 5. So I'll move back the time till 6 o'clock. That'll give me an extra hour. Should be fine. And then I'm like, okay, this is not going to happen for 6 o'clock. So I ended up moving it down to 7, or back to 7. So I guess these live shows that I'm doing are probably always going to be in the evening. It just seems like, I don't know what it is with the day. I don't know how anyone gets on earlier in the daytime. I have no idea how anyone does it, because for some reason with me, just to set up everything, it just takes me so long. So anyway, sorry, I'm waffling on before we've even started the show. But yeah, I thought I'd just tell you, like, I'm sorry for the guys that I said today I was going to be on at 5. I know it's 2 hours later, but here I am. I'm here at last. I'm here, and I think everything's good. You know, so the setup tonight is better than it's been. There's no reason for anything to break down. I do notice that my computer is slowing down already, so it looks like my main issue with these live shows is the computer. But unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I can purchase a new computer. Anyway, this computer, I've only had it for 2 years, and I thought it was a pretty good computer when I bought it, but it really lets me down with the live show. So anyway, but then again, when I bought it, I wasn't thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to be doing live shows, so I need to make sure I've got a computer can, you know, handle that. But now I'm starting to realize, yeah, well, there's always something with this. Let's have a look at the comments anyway, because I can see there's some building up, and I want to try and keep on top of them, because this show, all my live shows are more about being able to keep in contact with you guys. And anybody who's like popped in here, who's watched my videos or anything like that, and you want to kind of have a conversation more with me, I guess this is the closest we can really come to having a conversation at this point. When I do my actual videos, people have said to me, oh, you know, you do your videos, they're very direct, and I've had, you know, people say like, oh, it's very, very news style, I guess, BBC English or whatever. And yeah, they are, because I want to get the points across to you. Plus the fact, you know, there's people that maybe don't speak English as their first language. And so it's a good way to speak more slowly. My natural way of speaking is actually very fast. And I'm from Yorkshire, so I've got the Yorkshire accent as well that comes with that. So trying to keep clear when I'm speaking is always well, it's my mission. I want it so that if people watch it from another country, my video, they can understand what I'm saying. You know, even if English is not their first language. Whereas these kind of things, I think my computer's slowing down now. I can see the image here and it looks like it's slowing down already. But these kind of things is supposed to be more relaxed. Okay, it looks like it's already slowing down. If it's slowing down for you out there, I'm really sorry about that. I will keep the show going, whatever, because normally it does sort itself out. Yeah, my computer's definitely slowing down. So I don't know if it's slow for you, but for me, everything's slowed down. But this is normal. For some reason, at the beginning of these live shows, everything messes up. So I really wish it wouldn't. I really spent a lot of time organizing this tonight. Why is it doing this? 1 minute. Let me just see if I can. It is my computer. It might be fine for you. I'm not sure what you guys are seeing, but for me, right now, the screen has just gone blocked completely. And it's just because we've gone live. It just can't cope with it. That's what the problem is. I think it's gonna shut down, I tell you. 1 moment. I have to reboot the screen. See if I can get it working. Why always do this to me? I think it's working now. Right, I've got no option. I'm gonna have to buy another computer. Yeah, it sounds like its memory's on like full whack or something. So it's really it's working overtime. I will sort this out. I tell you, I spent so long organizing this. I don't even know if you can hear. Well, let me try and work through these comments somehow if I can. Oh, now the screen's gone off completely. Brilliant. Well, I'm still going to work through the comments. Look. Nothing's going to stop me tonight. I can't believe he's doing this. What? Why is he doing this to me? Why? Stop this. Come on. Okay. Well, I'm going to go through the comments, and while I'm going through the comments, I will try to fix my camera. Okay. Probably need to reboot my camera. Normally what happens, I don't know what's wrong with this program, but for some reason, when it overloads, it decides to basically shut down and I have to restart the whole system for the actual camera. So I don't know why it does this. If there's anyone out there knows what's going on, you're free to send me some advice on how to fix it. It looks like I've got to download the camera system again. I did this last time. Every time I come online, once we do this. Okay, 1 minute. I think I can do it. Nope, wrong one. Gotta go for the... I should just put another video on while this is happening, because... Right, I have to download the program first. Well, let's have a look at the comment as well. See if I can do like 5 jobs at once. Right now, I've lost the actual screen completely. Okay, so right now I've just lost everything. You just have to wait 1 minute until I've sorted this camera out. Feel free to send me comments while I'm trying to work this out. So the downloads. There's like a repair for the screen, so I have to download that. And then once I've downloaded the repair, then I can sign. I've already signed up. Why are you asking me to sign up? I've already signed up. Every time. It has to be the same thing every time. Right. Now, where are we? I'm still going to see if I can answer the questions while we're here. Right. So anyway, I'm just going to try and work through this. So I got, hi, Rachel. Hope today has been good to you. Well, it has until I started this stream and the camera decided it would go. Everything was good. Now I'm having to spend my time downloading a program to get the camera to work again. Let me give you something else to look at, because this is a bit boring, the screen. Let me give you another screen to look at. This one here. You can have a look at this one. Hey, that's interesting, isn't it? What do you think of this, guys? What do you think of the subject today that I thought we would talk about? Nice to see you here, Charles. Good evening. I'm sorry about, I know we were talking earlier today and I was telling you about the time, and you even said to me, it's later than I planned. But yeah, I had to change it. I had to change the time because life basically got in the way. Right. I think it'll ask me to fix it now, repair. The thing about this program, this camera, it has an option for repair. So it obviously happens a lot with this system. They obviously know that it doesn't work. But I bet it comes on now. Just bear with me 1 minute, guys, because I think we're going to be back. Well, at least my camera's going to be back. I just can't do this like hiding behind a picture. I want I want the camera. Anyway, let's have a look at the comments. So that's Charles. Where was I? Oh, here. Okay, and Mercury. So at 5 p.m., I'd missed you. I'd have missed you. So I'm happy about the later time. So you're saying the later time is good for you, yeah? To be honest, the later time is good for me as well. I'm more of I'm more of an evening person anyway. Well, I'm a night person, to be honest with you. In fact, I've become more like that because, like the video that I've put out today, which I think most of you have probably seen about Graham Linehan. Well, basically, I wasn't going to make a video yesterday. I got home and I was like, I'm just going to chill tonight because I was a bit tired. Basically, I didn't sleep very well the night before, and I was like, right, I'm just going to chill. I'm not going to be doing any videos or anything like that tonight. I just want to chill and take it easy. And then I kind of put on YouTube, and it was like he was just plastered all over the place. And there was people saying like free speech and all this lot about him. And am I back? Where am I back? Has it worked? I'm back on this other camera. Let me see. So, I'm back. 1 minute. At last, where are we? Yes. And now all the plan that I had, you've got my fan in the background now. Everything that I had nicely organized is messed up again. So whatever I do, I need to get a new computer. No, no, I don't want this. I'll just turn off these programs. To get a new computer, I need to get. Yeah, I don't. And I need to get some type of new program because no, exit this program. We're not doing this now. That's so annoying. Right. Now, can I move my camera? Yes, I can. You can get a super close up, which we don't want. Right. I think we're okay. So it looks like we might be okay to do the show now. Yes, we are. Okay. Now, wait. I can move back here a little bit. I want to be a bit more comfortable with this. Yep. I think we're all good. We're all good now. Hey, we can start after what? 20 minutes? How long have I been live? Nearly 15 minutes. Okay, let's get back into it now. So sorry for that start. So the later show, I think so. I think it's just going to be the reality of this now. It's going to be, look, I always say that I'm quite the way I do things is very organic. I prefer, well, I think most people prefer not to plan things too much. If you just let things be and they happen, and then they naturally go in a process of what will work. And I think with these live shows, it's kind of, I think it was the same before when I used to do them last year. They just become more evening type shows. So maybe that's just the destiny of these. They're just going to be around this time, maybe around 7 o'clock when I do them. Though I would love to do some show in the daytime. I don't know. I really love to do a morning show. I was saying this in the last members only live stream. I was saying I would love to do like a breakfast show where I got up. Just for me personally, I just want to do that. I don't know why. I just do. But I don't know how that would work because I'm really not a morning person. You look super professional in your videos. Yeah, well, the videos themselves, I do make an exception with them. They're not so organic. They're more. I was looking for that kind of setup because I wanted to try and get a message across. And originally, when I've done videos before, I've tried many different things. I've even used AI voices because I was like, maybe I'm not very clear what I'm trying to say. If I do it with AI, it might work better. And then, a lot of people saying, well, not on my videos, but I've heard people say online that AI is not very human and people don't really like that. And so I thought, I'll just do it myself. I'll just do it myself. I'll focus on what I'm doing. I'll work on the video. So like the video I did last night, you know, I got home, I said I did it last night. I recorded that around midnight. I mean, I don't know if you can tell in the video, but I do look tired in my eyes. And it was, I was really like, no, I want to get this out because this is what people are talking about now, and it needs to get out now because there's so much negativity and hatred around this, around Graham. Okay, so I'm going to talk a little bit about him today. Something, you know, I'm just going to talk a little bit more freestyle about what he said and a bit about him, and just clarify my own points. But you know, I thought I knew eventually I would make a video that involved him because he's such especially in the UK. If you're not from the UK, you might not know him, but he's so I mean, I would just say I just know him as an anti-trans speaker. That's how I know him now. I don't know him for what he originally was known for, which was a comedy writer. And to be honest with you, I mean, I don't know how involved he was with Father Ted and the IT crowd, but for me, I mean, both those TV shows and other TV shows he's been involved with are really good. I really enjoy them. I find them quite funny. So, you know, obviously, whatever his talent is as a comedian, he had that, but now he's just known for hatred, just hatred for trans people, and I think it's really sad, to be honest with you. I won't talk too much about it right now because I think there's a lot to be said about that, but we'll talk about it throughout the night. Yeah, so my videos look very professional. Well, thank you. It does mean a lot to me because I try my best. And like I said, I mean, I'm occasionally adding a little bit more to them now. I'm trying to add a few. Like in the last video, I did put a few photos in there. I think sometimes it's if you're not sure what we're talking about, it's quite good because I understand that some people might not know what I'm talking about. So it might sometimes it's quite good to put a photo there or something. I did put photos in my video for we've always been here, which was a more historical video about trans people throughout history and culture. And so I will use photos if I think they're useful to explain the story and stuff instead of just talking. Anyway, waffling on now. I love. Okay, so what's your name? Sorry, I'm gonna have to move forward to Crush. Yeah. Okay, Crush. Well, nice to see you here. I love the delivery of your videos. Very digestible for me and gives me time to think about it. Well, thank you. Yeah. Well, thank you. That means a lot. Because that is my aim. It's to be more, well, like you said, digestible for people, so that when I speak more clearly and more slowly, and not really just because if I was to sit down and just talk like I am here, I might go off on another tangent if I'm not focused. I mean, like anybody when you speak naturally, you sometimes go off point, which is fine for something like this. This is kind of just me naturally talking. But when you do videos that you want them to be there, especially, I mean, to be honest with you, like, well, any video, you want to get the message across. You need to be more clear speaking and focused what you're saying. So it's good just to kind of say, like, this is what I want to talk about. These are the sections. Each section I split into different sections, and it's worked for me. Right now, I'm happy with my format. I might change some things in the coming months, but at the moment, I'm quite happy with it, to be honest with you. Yeah. So, well, thank you. Well, I mean, I wouldn't do it if I wasn't happy with it, would I? The sound is okay. Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, well, that's and just bear in mind, if I say anybody's name wrong, that's not because I just sometimes don't read right. I don't read right, but anyway, no. Anyway, so is it Mick 1984 or 1984? I might got that right. I might go wrong. You tell me. Anyway, and another message here. So it is just the video. Yeah. Well, yes, it was the video. So at least you guys could still hear me. Well, I think there's nothing wrong with the mic setup. The mic setup is completely separate to the camera. So there should be no problem with sound. The only thing about this microphone, as anybody who's been viewing my videos for a while knows, that it's actually broken. I mean, I bought it, I think it was last year I bought this microphone. Really happy. I was like, oh, I got this microphone, and the way it's designed, it has this wire at the bottom, and I was turning it, and I didn't realize the wire, because you have to turn it to get off this stick, and I didn't realize the wire was still on it, and the wire wrapped around it, and I actually just kind of broke the inner socket here. And yeah, I can get it fixed, but I think it costs more or less nearly the same price of buying a new one. So it's like, well, it's working fine now, but if I want to, I should just buy another microphone, because it more or less costs me the same to get it fixed. And anyway, it works. It works fine as long as I don't hit the wire. But apparently that's the bit that breaks in this all the time. So they know it breaks easily. They should make something a bit more sturdier, to be honest with you. Look at Mercury. Pick is coming and going. Oh, okay. Oh, this is so this is all about before. Well, yeah, it will do. Let's be honest with you. I think every live show, just give it like the first 10 or 15 minutes to let me set up, because it's every time. I honestly thought it would go straight fine today. Sounds great. Thank you. We need to start computer fund. Oh, well, I mean, you never know. No. Well, the thing is, like, it's just a little problem. But it is true. I could do another computer. That is true. But you never know. Maybe eventually I'll be able to get another one. Oof, blonde beauty versus grumpy. Oh, well, the picture. Let me see. I came up with this one as the cover. I mean, it's a good idea to make a cover for your videos anyway. And I don't know, sometimes I put a lot of work into it. Sometimes I'm just kind of easygoing. But this kind of just kind of came to me. I mean, I'm trying to keep something with I know it's a bit more of a, I don't know, professional photo of me, but I thought, well, I'm going to use this one because it's a nice photo. I'm going to keep this on my live show one. So, these are my live show videos. And I thought I'm going to stick him in on it, because I was going to, I'm going to talk about him in it. I tried a few different pictures, to be honest with you, and I was just like, this isn't working. It just looked like me and him were going to do a show together, and I was like, that's not happening. I don't want that. And then this picture just kind of came to me, because he took that photo after he'd been arrested and he'd gone to hospital or something. So that's the photo everybody's been using. I don't know. It just kind of, when I put it in that image, it was like, okay, that works. But yeah, I tried some other images, and it just looked crazy. It actually looked like we were going to be in the video together. And I was like, I don't want that. I don't want people think he's coming on the show. No. So freedom of speech shouldn't mean freedom to verbally. Yeah, well, this is what it all comes down to be honest with you. I don't know what you've all seen in the news or what you've been hearing, but that is basically what's going on. I mean, let me see. Bully or abuse. Yes. Well, that's basically it. You comments posted too soon there. Yeah, I understand. Oh, well, I got it now. I got your full comment. So no, I mean, I'll just say really quickly about that. Yes, what he's been arrested for. I mean, I'll go into more detail exactly, but yeah, he's been arrested for inciting violence, and because it's inciting violence. I believe that's the main thing. He's been arrested. There's a few other little things I've spotted from what he's been writing. So the arrest itself is based on UK law. If we like that law or not. I mean, I've got problems with the UK law, of course. But he, people say, "Oh, it's freedom of speech. It's freedom of speech," and it's like, you have freedom of speech, but there is a limit on freedom of speech. You can't incite violence, and that's what he's done. He's incited violence, and which I will try. I will try my hardest to explain it more visually if I can. And it's weird because I when I heard about it, I obviously I went online and I was looking up the law and things like that myself, because I don't want to I don't want to be accused that I'm just doing something like, oh, you just don't like it because you're trans or something. It's like I'm definitely in for free speech. I think I don't know why people want to paint me as this person, because there is people online that are trying to paint me as somebody who who's this other person. But this is because people like to bend the narrative about people. They don't, they won't come and talk with you. They'll just bend the narrative. And I believe in free speech, and I believe in free speech regardless of your beliefs. You're allowed. I mean, I did a video on Edge of the Matrix, and I said throughout it, he's got free speech, but I would choose not to speak with him. That's my choice. That's nothing to do with not open to debate or anything like that. He spouts anti-trans rhetoric. I don't agree with what he's saying, but under free speech law, he has the right to do it. However, if someone like the Edge of the Matrix decided to go out into the street with there's no such thing as a black child, there's no, come on, what would happen, and rightly so. How, I mean, he's going to have trouble from people. Well, not rightly so. I don't condone violence, but what I mean is, he's going to have people that are going to say, "Get off the street now. This is not right. What you're doing is not good." Unfortunately, still under UK law, of course, he would have the right to stand there. And if you ask me personally what I would do, I'd do nothing with him. I'd walk past him because I believe in free speech, but I know that under the law, there's nothing I can do. There's just nothing you can do. But you can make a video like I did and just point out, do some fact checking, debunk it, what he was saying, and then hopefully other people know. Just don't bother with him, But I do think that with this Graham Linehan, what he's done. When he criticized trans people, when he's nasty about trans people, there's nothing I can do because in my country we have free speech. Though I'm not happy about it, I also understand that I have the right to criticize him. So I have the right to choose if I want to do that. If I want to make a joke about him, I'm allowed to make a joke about him, just as he is allowed to make jokes about trans people, which is awful, but it is free speech. But he isn't allowed to insult. He isn't allowed to call for violence. Okay, he's not allowed to do that, and that's what he did. And then to have people on the internet saying, this is free speech, it's just so bad. And using him as a martyr for free speech is absolutely ridiculous. It's sad to see. Anyway, I'll need to go more into it. Michael, you might have. Sorry, I'm going to go for everybody's comments. Yeah, I know you two guys are talking. At some point, but UK has earned an international reputation as the point regardless being free speech, unfriendly. Every state action will be seen in this context. Yeah, well, I understand. You mean, yes, we've got a good point there. I mean, this will backfire because obviously people are using this already as, well, he's a martyr and this is against free speech. But if people could kind of separate from what people are saying in the media to what's actually going on, because even the way that he was arrested, people are saying, why did they get armed police and things like that. Well, like I said in my video, if you've seen the video, I said that is actually protocol in an airport. Now, could they have done something a different way? Probably would have been better to do it a different way, because obviously the media is now using this against, saying, look how bad the police are, what they're doing. So maybe it wasn't a good idea to arrest him this way. But if you get arrested at the airport, you will get arrested by armed police. That's one thing. And then I guess the reason there was 5 of them is because that's how the protocol works. That's how the system works. So, like, if I was wanted or something, or I don't know, or any of you were wanted for some reason, whatever crime it was, and you were flagged, and when you went through the airport, you'll probably be arrested in the same way that he was. So it was nothing to do with the arrest itself, what he'd done. It was nothing to do with what he'd done with what he'd said online. It was the fact he was flagged, and it was protocol to arrest him that way. But should they maybe have had a different system to do it? Well, with hindsight, it probably makes sense, because people now are using that as saying, look, it's only a tweet and they've got armed police. What's going on here? It looks really bad. And that is what people have been saying. But anyone who can separate the mind from people talking rubbish online would probably realize that actually no, it's just that's the protocol for the airport. So it's not like that's what they do with people tweets in the UK, but it does look like that. And does England have a reputation with this free speech thing right now? Yeah, we do. There's been a lot of cases where it has been seen like our free speech is being monitored in a way. So I agree that this isn't a good look for the UK. We don't manage it very well. I think they do need to really think about, the system and stuff. So it doesn't look good. I know that, but it most likely was just the protocol and everything. Well, it wasn't most likely. It is the protocol. I don't know why I'm saying most likely the protocol, because it is. I think you look lovely anytime, Rachel. Morning, afternoon, evening. So I don't mind. Well, you'd have to see, wouldn't you? If I ever do a morning show, that's if anybody could make the morning show. If I could do it in the morning. Let me see if I can raise this camera. I don't know if it feels. Is this all right, guys? Let me just raise it a little bit. Just think. Oh no, I feel like it's too low. Yeah, I don't know what you make of it in the morning. The thing is that I have to get up, and I'd have to get up. I mean, I'd have to get up earlier than what I get up, and like I stayed up to like midnight last night. So can you imagine if I did a morning show? But I don't know. Like, okay, I'm gonna tell you something, right? So the way YouTube works is the key time in the UK that they suggest to you as a creator. What time should you go live? And if you watch any other creators, you'll see this. You'll see they do a lot around between like 5 p.m. till I think about 8 p.m. or something. Not everyone, but a lot of them do it that kind of time. And that's because it's kind of like you're advised to do it around that time, really. There's more people watching. So the evening is kind of like that particular time period. They kind of like you to do videos and things, release videos at that time, which I tend to release like 5:30 sometimes. But that's because that's kind of like you're advised to do it then. But I don't know about mornings. I don't know. I just like the idea about doing mornings. Look, I'm sure one day, talking about this today, I'm sure one day I'll do a morning show. I will. And we'll see how it goes. But right now, to be honest with you, I'm just finding my way. Live shows for me, I like doing them. I enjoy doing them. But it's finding the right kind of balance for what I want to do. I mean, at the moment, I have a rough idea of how to do it, but because I want to be kind of organic with it, like today, I have some ideas what I'm going to do. Like I want to talk about Graham Linehan a little bit more, and want to show you a few videos online, just clips of videos, or just kind of look at what people have been saying. And I was thinking, shall I just put them all in order and organize that, which would take me a bit of time to organize. And then I was thinking, like, nah, I'll just I'll just come online and then I'll look through them and we can do it together. Like, so it's just like it's more chilled. It's not like my other videos. My main videos on my channel, they're organized. They're to one point. This one, I don't even know where it's going to end up. We might end up watching something completely different by the end of the show. It just depends where it goes. Where was I at? I think we're here. I don't want to miss anybody's comments. I mean, let me see. Oh yeah, Charles. Okay, it said, picture you as friendly and trustworthy lady. Well, thank you. Well, look, thank you, Charles. It means a lot to me. It does mean a lot to me. Same. I'm an evening person too. Yeah. Well, look, obviously, you said it's better for you in the evening anyway, Mercury. Yeah, it's just naturally working out that way. All right, Jesse Browner. Yeah. Another fantastic upload. Oh, thank you. You on about the video today, or this now? Yeah. Well, this week, I mean, I did I did a live show on Sunday, but my live show on Sundays is only for channel members, which I need to actually thank all the people that have joined this week. There's actually been quite a few people started. Well, not just this week, everybody who's joined, but there has been quite a few people join this week, and it really means a lot to me that you've done that. It just means there's more of us, and yeah, the Sunday show is just for channel members. So anybody who wants to be like take part in that, wants to come and join, you're welcome to. Obviously, you have to become a channel supporter to do that, but you are welcome to join that. And there's something kind of special about it because it becomes something like it's for the channel, like it's just channel supporters. And I don't know, I'm feeling like it's an area that's just it kind of feels like little secure little area, and I like that. This one's good in the sense, everybody can join in as well. If you're not a channel support, you can join in, but obviously you got to be aware that also we also have trolls. We do have trolls on the channel. I must admit that on this channel now we do have. I mean, should I call them trolls? No, not really trolls. I think I'm being a bit too nasty, really. Trolls would mean they would be trolling me, and I'm not going to let anyone do that to me. But I do have people now that I'll try and explain my point. I mean, is it wrong for someone, even you explain the point, they're not going to agree with you, you don't agree with them? I guess that's life. People don't always agree. But I've had a few people that have come on and basically maybe not had discussion. Discussion's okay. The people that have come here and had discussion don't agree with my point of view, and I don't agree with their point of view. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's fine. Well, it's fine because that's life, okay? They don't think trans people should exist or whatever. I don't agree with me that trans people should have the rights that I think trans people should have. Not that I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with that. But at least they don't come and just throw insults. But I had one or two that did throw some kind of insults, but obviously, there won't be a problem anymore. But obviously people like that could still come into a live chat and, I don't know, hide in the background, watching. You never know. So there's always that kind of thing with these videos. You don't know who's watching the background. But with the private shows, there's something special about that because we know who's in there because we're all members, aren't we? So like I said, I welcome anybody here who wants to join that. You have to become a channel member, but once you become a channel member, you have access to the live shows. And without a doubt, I plan to be doing more. Just kind of, I mean, I'll be doing these live shows, but I will also be doing like member only live shows that and they will end up being more regular. Which is, it's just one of the things I want to offer the people that join that. Anyway, let's see what else I got here. We've got comments. I just came back from the grocery shopping. Oh, well, nice to have you back. It's Janice, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's nice to see you again. I remember, I think last time we did live show, you were here. Well, you just got back after grocers. Well, it was the same thing for me because at 5 o'clock I was supposed to go live. And I didn't really say earlier on, but yeah, I was grocery shopping as well. So life gets in the way. So I had to go out and get some food for tonight because when I finish whatever I'm, whatever time we finish tonight, I've got to cook some food after, and I knew I needed to get some. Yeah, the video. All right, thank you. Well, yeah, like I said, normally I don't do anything on Wednesdays. So originally my plan was to have a day off on Monday from YouTube. Like I didn't upload anything on Monday. Tuesday was supposed to be like a video on Tuesday. Wednesday was supposed to be another day where I don't do anything on YouTube. Then Thursday was going to be another video. Oh, no, that was going to be my live show on Thursdays. I was like, I'll do a live show on Thursday, public live show. And then on Friday, I'll release a video. Then Saturday, kind of like probably won't do anything. And then on Sunday, release a video and do a live show. That was my plan. And then this week, I just went, don't matter about that. Just get a video out. And that's what I've been doing. I mean, the first, we did the live show for the members on Sunday. And then on Tuesday, it was kind of like, Monday, I decided I was going to do a follow-up video for the transgender on trial video because I had so many comments and people keep going over the same thing again and again and again. Because obviously when a lot of people are commenting, it kind of be the same thing. And I was like, "Oh, okay, I'll try and address this in a video." So I did. And I thought, oh, I wonder if it's going to be like, loads of comments and loads of people talking about it like last time. But not really. Hasn't really had that many people talk about it. So I think everybody's kind of done with that now. And I'm like, I'm fine. I think I've said everything I need to say about the trial and everything. And I don't have any reason myself to go back over anything else on that video now, because I think like everything was said. Some people agree, some people disagree. I still think that, when you come to what is it? I've got what I was going to say now. Consent. No, consent. I agree with you. Yes, we do need consent, but disclosure. I just said, like, I felt that trans women should have the right to make their own choice when they want to disclose. That's what I wanted. But the law in the UK is more or less says you should disclose before. And I even came to the point where in my video, I did say the point where, well, maybe people should just date for a little bit first, instead of just jumping into bed. I don't know. It's like, well, I do know. I mean, that probably works better because you get to know each other first before you do anything. And then if somebody doesn't like something about that person, then, hopefully they won't jump into bed with them. But like I said, I've gone over this so many times. To be honest, it gets me tired now talking about it because I have kind of gone through it so many times. And I put my point across. And, I discussed it with people, but there is just people on one side and people on the other side about this. And so that's why I'm not going over it anymore right now. So I think anyway, we kind of it's kind of done really. But the sentencing will happen in, I think it's October 10th. So I'm probably going to. I reckon I probably am going to make a video about that sentencing because it'll be interesting to see what the sentencing is. Because is she going to go to jail? And if she goes to jail, will she be sent to a female prison, or is she going to be sent to a male prison? And that'll be interesting to see. I mean, I say interesting, it's not nice for all this to talk about, but it's something that obviously I want to keep an eye on because, I mean, if she ends up going into a male prison, that just shows you like, well, just it seems to be getting worse and worse and worse. But she might not go to prison. She might just get sentenced and have some other kind of sentencing. But who knows? We'll see what happens in October. So that's the only time I might touch back on that again. But anyway, I made that video. The video. You said that, didn't you? I made that video, and I wasn't planning to make any more this week. And not until. Well, I wasn't going over around circles here. I wasn't planning on making any more videos because I have a few videos I've already made that are ready to go on the channel. But when this Graham Linehan came up, I just felt like, yeah, I've got to make this video. And like I said, I stayed up till like midnight last night and I really worked on it. And then this morning, I just kind of finished it off and popped it out. In fact, I popped it out quite early. I didn't wait till like 5 o'clock. I popped it out at, I think it was 1 or 2 o'clock. Just after lunchtime, just because I thought I've got to get this out because everybody's talking about it, and what they're talking about is totally wrong, and it is totally wrong. It is absolutely totally wrong. He has incited violence. I don't know how complicated that is for people to understand. Glad that there are supporters for you, Rachel. Well, thank you. Well, I mean, it's not just supporters. It's also for me, but it's also the channel itself. I really am trying to build something here. I'm being honest about this. I really want to build something where everybody who really wants to talk about trans rights and how things are affecting us in this country, in UK and America and other parts of the world, that we can get together and we can talk about these things and. As well, like just covering stories like this with Graham Linehan and stuff. It's like being informative and stuff. So that's what I'm trying to do. I better knock this microphone off. So that's what I'm trying to do. So by building this community, it's got this. It's basically we can go somewhere now. We can have this and we can discuss these things. So I'm expecting it. I'm expecting it to grow, and as it grows, it means that I can basically do this full time. I mean, obviously, I have work that I have outside of this, outside of YouTube, so I can't be 24/7 with YouTube. But if I can spend more time focusing on YouTube, that's what this channel support will basically. Well, that's why I called it channel support, because channel support is supporting the channel so that I can be here to create the videos, so I can keep in with the news stories. So that's why it's called channel support. But also, as there's more people joining, it means that I can build it so that we can have more of a discussion. Like this one today, like what we have now is public, but the private shows on the Sunday, and then I probably will expand a second day. I'll have to work that out, but it is coming. I'm definitely going to do that. There'll be more than one day, and we'll have these private shows where everybody who wants to just kind of talk privately, away from anybody watching from outside, who maybe has who doesn't agree with us and stuff and wants to cause any trouble, anything like that, they won't be allowed in. So it'll give us that private space, and hopefully more. I'm hoping to do more. I'm already looking at the merchandise, because on YouTube, I don't know if you noticed, a lot of creators do merchandise, and I thought, well, it's actually a really good idea to do that, and then we can create some kind of merchandise and stuff as well for the channel. So that is coming. I already have like a t-shirt website that I've been kind of working with for quite a long time. So I'm hoping that'll come in. It's not just t-shirts, it's like everything. I can do everything. I can do like iPhone covers and things like that. So obviously I'm going to do some things with like the trans flag and badges and simple things like that. But I'm going to do t-shirts as well. I'm quite creative on that side. So I'm really looking forward to when I get some time to do that. So there's just so much that I'm going to bring to this channel. I promise you all, I will be. Like Janice, they need to lock him up and throw away the key. Oh yeah. Well, should we start moving on talking about him? Because I put him in my thumbnail, and it would probably not be very good if I do this about him and then you don't even mention him properly. So let's try and start talking about him. So I know him mainly from his comedies originally. And I've watched Father Ted. I really enjoyed it when it was on. I mean, it's been on for years, so I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny. And then he did the IT Crowd, which I really enjoyed the IT Crowd, and yeah, I thought they were good comedies. I mean, I must admit I haven't watched either of these in a long time. I don't know how I'd feel about going back to revisit them now, knowing that he's involved. It's kind of, can you separate? I mean, there's like separate the artist from the art. I mean, I feel in some ways sometimes I can, but I don't know. I haven't been back to revisit, and I'll be honest, I can't remember the jokes. But I'd probably be more aware now that he's behind some of that. So I don't know if that's kind of ruins it a little bit. But yeah, I actually feel sad for him. I think he's got something. His fixation with trans people. It comes across like he has some mental issue where he's really obsessed with trans people. That's how I see it. I know some people might say, no. He really supports women's rights and things like that. It's like, no, he's gone beyond that. He might use that as an excuse. He might do a JK role and say, no, it's all about women's rights. I really support women. He might do that, but without a doubt, this guy just seems fixated on trans people. Like, to me, I presume he just spends his day thinking about trans people. I'm pretty sure he's thinking about trans people right now. I think this is all he does in his life. I'm not. I know I'm laughing here, but I really believe it. I really believe that that's all. Because everything I see of him, he just seems like, can't this guy go back to just doing his comedies? Why is he? I mean, he probably can't now. Because I mean, can you imagine who's going to work with him? I mean, it's like, is this that guy that just thinks about trans people? I mean, what would his comedy be? Just jokes about trans people? Probably would be, wouldn't it? If someone said, okay, we'll give you a chance, you can come back and work with us, you know, I know you've had some bad press and you seem a bit crazy, but come on, we'll give you a chance. You come back and start writing some comedy. And then he probably would go about just like, so I'm going to put a lot of tranny jokes in here or something like that. I'd be like, what? So no, I don't let him in. Don't let him in. He no, he's going to be like that. So I really just, we need to, he's not going to be able to get back into a career because he's just always obsessed. He's just obsessed with transgender people. That's it. Obviously he is. Anyway, let's move on. I just want to get some more comments. What have we got here? I'll have a safe haven and the community. Okay, I probably am just gonna keep, if I could do the comments, I'm gonna keep jumping back and forth. But I will go back to this then. Then I will say, it did feel like that on Sunday. I admit. I admit. I mean, I'm happy now. I enjoy doing the live shows. I really do. But I know that whatever I say can be, because whenever you speak about anything, you can always change the narrative. You just need to know how to talk about it. Anyone can change the narrative. So I know that, like, when you speak publicly, you know, I like to be very free and just speak what comes out of my mouth. And sometimes, like this, I'm just speaking naturally. So, you know, I'm saying what I'm saying. But I do know that people might say, you said that, and then try and change that around. And it's like, but you know, I'm just speaking. You know, I mean, I want me to judge every word that I'm saying that comes out of my mouth. I mean, I'm having a chill out time with everybody and talking live, and that's what I want to do. I want to relax. But when you do like a private show, you just know that, okay, everything you say, everybody's chill, everybody's just having a good time, and there's no one there going like, "What are you saying?" You know. So yeah. So I don't know. I felt I enjoyed it, and yeah. So I mean, look, we've got that every Sunday. We've got the private show. Probably gonna be in the evening on the Sunday because it's gonna work out. So it's probably, let me say, probably on Sunday, it's gonna be around 7 o'clock. Yeah, should we just say that? If there's any changes, I will try to let everybody know. But probably 7 o'clock on Sundays, private, member only live stream, and you're free to ask me questions and you know, whatever you want, because it's private anyway. So I'm going to make it more interactive as well. I've got some plans for that. Let me see. Love the Sunday show. Oh, thank you. Yeah, well, that's what I mean. It'll be every Sunday. Looking forward to seeing your channel grow. Well, I said that when we got to 10,000, this channel got to 10,000. It woke me up as well. I was like, okay, now is the real growth. And it's a new start, and that's what I've done ever since I got to 10,000. So this is the beginning, really, for me. Even though I've got 10,000 subscribers, this is the beginning. iPhone covers be cool. Yeah, well, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. These are just things that, you know, I can do. Honestly, I think a lot of people from his generation seem to have observed a ton of conspiracy nonsense from the internet. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna look in a bit. I'm gonna show you some stuff about that. This is what I mean. I'm going to show you some stuff about him and what people are saying. Talk about the people I know in here. I'm talking about people I know. Yeah. In this, what, in here, in the chat, or in the video itself. All the family members, unfortunately. Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I'm fortunate to have a trans-friendly US state. I'm fortunate to live in a trans-friendly US. Oh, okay. Well, what state do you live in, Francis? What state do you live in? Because I don't know that everything about which state is more pro-trans and which one is kind of not as pro-trans. I just know that parts of America are having some big problems right now. Well, they seem to from the UK. Side merchandise for this channel and support would be great. Yeah, well, it's going to happen. I just need the time to kind of get it set up at the moment, the merchandise. So yeah, but anyway, Francis, yeah, tell me what state you're in. I would be interested to know. Because that's one of the things, like, for me, like, going to the States is kind of like, I'd like to go again, it's been a long time since I've been to America, but I'd like to go again. But it does worry me because I see things on the news and I think, oh, they don't seem very welcoming at the moment of trans people. So I am a bit like unsure about where to go, because I don't want to be going to the toilet and then getting arrested or something like that. I mean, at least in the UK at the moment, they're not actually arresting people for using the toilet. But I know that there's people wish that was the case, and obviously what Graham was talking about. He was well. That's what we're going to get onto in a bit. Okay, let's do this. Stream is shut. Yeah, I know. We'll have to accept the stream. The stream will go up and down throughout the day. There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, it's stable. Okay, was this? Oh, well, thank you, Francis. Oh, well, thank you so much for the There's a super sticker. Oh, thank you so much. That's actually the first time anyone's ever sent me one of them. Thank you so much. That means a lot. It really does. No, it does really mean a lot to have that. Thank you so much. But yeah, let me know, Francis, what state you're actually in, so I know where's safe. Because I mean, the thing is, I should really be thinking more about with America and stuff. I have some friends that want to go there for a trip, and we're all transgender, so we we do need to know where the safest place to go. But anyway, so thank you so much for that tip. Thank you. What's this? Minnesota is one of the most trans friendly. It's one reason I moved here. Oh, okay, so Minnesota. Okay, well, thank you, Janice. Now I know. That's the best way. I need to learn, really, because I know America. America is a big country. You've got states. It's not all what they show us on the news, because I do know that the media exaggerates everywhere, doesn't it? I mean, I'm sure what they're showing in America of the UK is probably exaggerated. I mean, it's not. England isn't like this awful place or anything like it. Most British people are pretty much absolutely fine with transgender people. There's no issue here or anything like that. But it's just that the media and these voices that obviously we've got people like J.K. Rowling, which she has a massive following and media reach because of who she is. They can just when they do anti-trans comments and anti-trans talking points and things or whatever, she can just amplify that to such an extent, and it's just because of the position she's in. It's just a shame that she doesn't understand that what she is doing is amplified a lot more. Like, you can have points and things, but and she has free speech, but it is kind of like understanding how you use that free speech, and she just can spread it so much. So yeah, and those are the people that kind of, I wouldn't even say Graham was one of them. If anything, this is the most recent thing that really pushed this Graham Linehan. This is before he was known for this obsession with trans people, but the media in the UK anyway, I don't know about in America and stuff or in other countries, but they've definitely used this, like, yeah, we can use this now. So they're using him, and they shouldn't be, because he's obviously not, he's got a problem, and he's going to be thinking now he's a martyr. It's like, oh, everyone believes what I believe in. It's like, no, they don't. Always a pleasure when you upload. Well, thank you, Mercury. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to upload more often, but I think probably the easiest way to get more videos is probably to do more live stuff. So because obviously the main videos, I'll say the ones that are the ones where I talk directly to camera and stuff, they are more time consuming, in the sense I have to obviously do my research and everything before I put the video together. So they do take time. Whereas these ones, I can, I mean, I even thought yesterday when I first heard about this Graham Linehan being arrested, I thought, should I just go live and do it live? But I thought I wouldn't be able to do it justice. I'll be honest with you. I'm never as good live when I go through videos, unfortunately. I wish I was, but maybe in time I might get better at it. I guess practice makes perfect. But I thought, no, I'm going to record this. I'm going to get the facts out. I'm going to make sure that my talking points are correct. Not I'm going to be talking about one thing and talking about something else. And I think I be honest with you, overall, I'm quite happy with that video. I think I did put my point across, and it's kind of sad to see other people trying to, talking about it today and actually doing a very poor job, to be honest with you. Well, maybe now I've been here an hour, and I think my camera. I tell you, I think my video stopped already again. But I know that the volume, you can still hear me. Nope, yeah, it's really slowed down again, because I was just about to say I was going to show you some videos, but it's really slow. I can't. Okay, I can't put any video on right now because it's crashing. Let me just wait 1 minute. Okay, looks like did it come back? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to try and put some videos on. So let me just have a look to see, because I was looking at some earlier on today, and this is probably what made me think, shall I do a video and just kind of look at some other people's videos? But let me see. Really, none of these are anybody I'd really care to talk about, to be honest with you. Unfortunately, I seem to have found a lot of people who back him, unfortunately. But it might be worth to look at their videos. We'll just look at them very shortly. All these people, obviously, they all want to back him for some reason or another, don't they? Because it's obviously he confirms their opinion. Well, let's just try. Come on, let's try. I'm going to try and share the screen. I'm going to try and 1 minute, but I need to make sure, because one of my problems is I have the YouTube channel I used to watch these. Basically, I do have the YouTube members program thing, and I don't have all the ads on if I can go onto that, so I need to go onto that one. So firstly, let me just swap the channel I'm watching it on. Okay. So I'm going to apologize for bringing these people into my stream, because these people obviously do not support trans people in any way, form, and some of them actively are against trans people, regardless of what they say. But I will bring them in because I want to talk about the video and what they said in the video. Okay. Yep. Okay. All right. So most of you might know who this person is. Oh no, you can't see it. 1 minute. Oh, and I've knocked her off the screen. 1 minute. Let me add it to stage. Okay, it's not coming up on the camera now. That's not the right video. I need to remove that one. Bear with me 1 minute. This one here. So you might know this person. Now what? To be honest with you, I don't really know who she is. Well, I don't really. I know of her. And she says she fights for women's rights. Okay, whatever. What's her name? Keely J. Keane. I think she goes by Posey Parker as well, but anyway, whatever. She's not a big fan of trans people. Let's put it that way. I know that for a fact. So she's not going to say, yeah, you think he should be arrested? Nope. Now, I did see a little bit, because obviously I don't really watch these people, right? But there was something I saw, and I've just thought, she's just absolutely opposite to what I was expecting someone to say. So most people that I've covered, that I watched, who did who've done videos on this, have kind of just defended his free speech or something. But she does something that's a little bit, I find, really unusual. But obviously, maybe she wants this, but I feel like she wants to get arrested, to be honest with you, because she says something in this, and well, let me see if I can find it. Okay, so where is she?
Duty, you are there only to serve and protect the public. Nothing else.
She's talking about
What they
police
want to do
actually.
is they want to exert power and they want to make people
So
words in those tweets.
let's see.
Well, look.
Let's keep that on.
I'm surprised they didn't shoot him on sight, to be honest.
Right. Okay. So she this first video, she takes everything completely to the extreme. Okay, completely to the extreme. So what I'll try and do is I'll try and see what she says, and then I'll kind of say what she says. So let me try and get it to the beginning of the conversation. So I think she's talking about wearing the Union Jack here, because in the UK right now we've got a thing where I don't know, a lot of people are saying that we can't. I don't know, they're putting the Union Jack up all over the place and stuff. But I mean, whatever. So it's become this thing. But anyway, so I guess she's talking about that.
Before you get worried, clearly what Graham Linehan has done, or what some of us might call Glinner, what he's done is absolutely terrible.
Oh, okay. Didn't expect you to agree with that.
I hate to tell you all.
Okay, good. Well, I think we all agree with
upsetting.
that. I think she's not telling.
He's done 3 tweets.
Right. Okay. So this is the thing. Everybody's kind of just taking it down to tweets. So she's obviously feeling that same way as well. She's talking it down, bring it down to the tweets.
I'm surprised they didn't shoot him on sight, to be honest.
Yeah. So she takes it to the extreme.
Because he actually used words in those tweets.
So yeah, so that's minimize everything. It was only some tweets. It's okay. You know, why are people being against him and stuff? They should have shot. You know, I'm surprised they didn't shoot him on sight. You know, so just totally out of.
Should we have a look?
Yeah,
let's together and see.
But it's what she says here.
I'm going to look at Graham's Substack. I want to remind you all. Let me remind you all, right?
Skip it on.
I've had people that Alan Baker, who calls him. I've also had people trying to break through police lines and them to bend.
Okay, so I was hoping she would. I have to find the part where she says it.
And I think so. There's Graham in hospital because I think he thought he was going to have a stroke.
Yeah, his blood pressure went really high. So, you know, what happened was they actually took him to the hospital after. But I kind of understand, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, you know, health issues and things like that. And he obviously, I guess, yeah, I think anyone would feel the same way. I mean, if you had armed policemen come up to you, like 5 armed policemen come up to you, I can totally understand that. I'm not minimizing what that must have felt like, because I think I would be the same. I don't know if I don't think I would have that problem with what is it, what he's had, but I mean, he obviously, you know, certain health issues and things like that. So I can understand why he reacted that way. So I'm not taking anything away from what actually happened there. So anyway, they had to take him to hospital, and that's why he did the picture after. But
snafu that makes air travel such a joy.
Okay,
in hindsight,
she does say here about what happened. I mean, I can go over this though, and we don't need to go over it. So they've got the tweets, which I covered in the video anyway. You know, I've covered them in my video. But if you don't know about it, I mean, this is the main one. Was it, if a trans-identifying male is in a female-only space, he is committing violence, abuse, etc. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all fails, punch him in the balls. And this is the thing. This actual tweet that he said is what I see as definitely as one of the main things, because it does incite violence, but it also incites harassment towards the person, and that's the key thing as well in the law in the UK, that you can't incite to harass people as well. So it's the whole thing. There's a couple of things in this. It's not just the violence about punching a person. It's also the fact that they say make a scene, call the cops. Well, actually, no. You don't need to do that. That's not advisable. But he's advising people to do that, even though you might say, "Oh, well, that's a joke." Well, it could be taken that way anyway, as people. So we'll see when he's got another police interview to do, and we'll see the outcome of this case. But I think he's definitely crossed the line here. So does she actually say it?
I have a shared experience of that happening to me, taken aside and made to wait for quite a long time while they apparently process something. In a country where paedophiles escape sentencing, where knife crime is out of control.
So this, what she's doing here, where she's talking about other things like paedophiles and things like that, that's really irrelevant to this. He has committed a crime, and a crime has to be, regardless. You can't say, "Oh, well, why are you focusing on this crime? This crime isn't a big crime. What about paedophiles?" That isn't really an argument for law. So in the same case, we could say when someone breaks into your house and they steal something from your house, people could say, "Well, that's not really important. We've got murderers and stuff like that." It's like, no, each crime is a crime, and they actually have a different department to deal with that. So like she's talking about things like pedophiles. Well, I think the police department that deals with hate crime and stuff isn't the same one that deals with pedophiles. I think they're a separate unit, a separate thing. So actually, we have crime, and all crimes need to be assessed, I guess, at different levels, of course, on what's more important. But you can't say that, okay, we're going to focus on what about all these other crimes. It's like, well, so okay, so we just don't bother with this crime. Is that what you're trying to say? You're saying that he's allowed to spout hate and harassment and stuff, but well, it's not even about his hate and harassment. It's about in the incitement to cause harassment and stuff. Anyway, but she says something here.
No, I promise you, I'm not making it up. So,
we'll go with this tweet right now. I mean, I'm going to talk. And he wasn't
cleaning, and there wasn't a big sign saying.
I'll talk about these tweets later on.
Right, so they're the police. They're the tweets. Have come to arrest Graham, and one of the bail conditions. But most had absolutely no idea what this was all about.
I don't think I'll be able to
even arranged for a van to clean tiled cells. Can I just conducting it? I'm serious, like, we are not that small. Violence. People who feel their gender is different. Ever. Don't speak to the police. They're not here to help. He called it semantics. I told the Catholic Church never had.
Well, I can't find it. I mean, unless we watch the whole thing, which I don't think we want to. Yeah, because there's a part in this where she actually starts saying that she herself would actually hit someone herself. She did say it, but I don't know where it is in here. Where did she say it? Is it near the end?
If all else fails, punch him in the balls. A photo you can smell. Upton. I don't think Theodore Upton should be allowed to make women female again badge. I don't care. I was in being premiere. These porn, if a trans identified.
No, I can't find it. But she did say in somewhere in this video, she did mention that she herself would actually just punch someone. Well, she didn't care. But anyway, I can't find it. So, so that's one viewpoint on this. I know I didn't really go through it all, did I? But anyway, well, I mean, I can go back over it if you all want to see it. I do want to see this point, because she does say it. I basically just switched it on. I saw it and I thought, okay, I'm going to show you guys this tonight, but I can't find it.
Oh, hi, Graham. Travel.
Let me see if I can find it.
In a country where Peter, and no, I promise you, I'm not making a scene. Call the cops. And I would definitely, if there was a man, was a man in a woman-only space where he's not allowed to be. There was a man in that woman-only space, and he wasn't cleaning, and there wasn't a big sign saying that there was a man cleaning. I would definitely, in self-defense, commit acts of violence. I'm just sharing that with you. I think it's important that the police understand that this is a hypothetical man.
So I don't really know how to say that. I mean, so she said she would do the same. So and I mean, okay, I just thought it was kind of crazy to say that, but I think if anybody who knows her, she's kind of that style. That's what she likes to do. Let's see. Anyone say about comment? Let me just check comments. But I mean, I must admit, I've never watched anything she did, and I just came onto that. And I just thought, okay, you know what I mean? It's like, everyone else I watched was kind of just justifying it's free speech, but she's the first one to say, yeah, if I saw someone in the thing, I'd hit them. I'm just like, okay, all right, fair enough. That's your way of dealing with it. Is this, sorry, make sure I got the next comment here. Okay. LGBT plus community spaces are so important in today's climate. Yeah, of course. Yeah. And I think, even for me as a trans woman, I was very much like keeping myself. I think I said this in either one of the past live streams recently. I said after the High Court ruling, I thought to myself, shall I just kind of go into the, I don't say into the shadows, but in stealth mode, just kind of, just don't say anything, just kind of keep my head down and live my life. I pass. I don't have any issues in society or anything. So maybe I don't need to worry too much about it. But then I thought to myself, yeah, but that's not the right thing to do. It's better to be fighting for something. And what about the people who it does affect and things like that. So that's why I ended up kind of decided to come more out. And I think more LGBTQ plus community and all, yeah, they should come out and speak. And I think trans people as well. I don't think anyone has to go out and put their, they don't have to come out, but we just need our voices. I think our voices are the most important thing. And, even like me doing this channel, I just feel to myself like, okay, I'm doing something now. And that's what I want to do. I want to be part of something. I want to be doing something, because there's all these other voices on the other side that are trying to shut us out and trying to make us, change the narrative to make us look a certain way in what we're not. And so that's why I personally felt like I want to come and do something. And I mean, I was devastated after the High Court ruling. It really did affect me. As I did make a video about it as soon as it happened. And I just knew that they were going to carry on doing what they're doing. And now you can see that. I mean, in the UK now, it just seems like they're constantly trying to chip away at things. We're going to see soon, for Women Scotland, the group that actually brought the High Court ruling, the case to the High Court, Supreme Court, last time, that actually got the law put down as only recognizing biological women as well, biological sex as women. They've gone back to court now, and they're now trying to force it so that prisons and schools also conform to these laws. So they are going to try and chip away at transgender people's rights, and what they're trying to do is kind of push us out of society. They want it so that trans people, like now, it's like, well, what do I do when I go out in public? Do I use the female toilets? Yeah, I do. But they're trying to they don't want that. They want to stop that completely. Even if you fully transitioned, even if you've had surgery and everything, they want to force you out of public life. They want to try and erase you. They want you out. This group do anyway. It's not just about women's rights. It's more than that. It's erasure. They want to get rid of trans people, and they'll keep doing that. So you have to stand up. You have to say something, because just keeping your head down and saying it'll be okay, well, I don't think it will. I don't think it will. Not in the UK anyway. I can speak for the UK definitely. I don't think it will. So you have to say something, and that's why I decided, I'm going to do that. That's what I'm going to do with my channel. Yeah, and I'm happy to do that. That's why I'm doing it. I think it's at Maine, yeah. Also Maine. So who's got Minnesota? It was Minnesota and Maine are more friendly, yeah. Well, thank you. I mean, just thank all my American viewers. Anything like that's really good, because I know when I go to America, because I will come back. I will come back to America at one point. I've got a friend that's wanting to go to New York, which I've never been. I'm presuming New York's okay. I hope. I'm guessing. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know, but I mean, I guess California and that area is probably okay. I don't know. I will find out though. I won't go off anywhere without double checking. But yeah, I know my friend wants to go to New York, so that might be possible. Okay, it's Nosy the Parker. Nosy the Parker. Okay. Well, I don't. I'm okay. She popped up in some other videos. Look, I don't follow anti-trans speakers and people who speak negative, obviously, about trans people. I don't really follow them. But she does pop up from time to time, and I saw her on something else, and some people going like, oh yeah, because they obviously supported that, and I was thinking like, ugh, you know. So I never interested in her, but I have heard people say to me that she kind of invites, like, I'm not surprised she said that, because she kind of invites the how do you say, like, I think she would be happy for the police to come to her. I think she likes that. I think that's like her motivation to say, look how badly I'm treated. I think that's what she likes. I know she says she really fights for women. I know her description, isn't it? Something like, she says something like, what is a woman? And I think she says something like, an adult human female or something. I think that I've heard her say something like that before. I've actually made a video, not on her. That's the only time I've ever come across her, to be honest with her. I've made a video myself, which I've had on my channel for a while, ready to go, which is kind of talking about that subject of what is a woman. Because I see a lot of the time, there's some people that like anti-trans speakers, and they go to like Pride, and they go around going, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And then they'll be like, "What is a woman?" and all this, like trying to catch them out, catch people out, and put people on a bit like the Edge of the Matrix guy, where he tries to say things, and people just don't have the answer there and then. So I thought, well, I might make a video on that and actually answer the questions that they're asking, because I kind of know the answers, so I can kind of answer. So I have made a video. It's quite an interesting video. I don't know when that's going to come out though. But I have some videos that I've worked on. It's not the only one. I've got a few ones that kind of are more in reply to these kind of anti-trans speakers, so that people that when they're out and about and they get confronted by these people, they have something they can say back to them, and actually give them the facts back, instead of being forced, what is it? Well, forced to be their content on their channel and go, look how stupid these people are at Pride, which is really nasty. Like, can you imagine going to Pride and trying to, be nasty about people? I mean, Pride is like totally the opposite. It's supposed to be a place where more about love and respect and understanding and caring about each other. And there's these people that go to Pride who are like, why you want this? It's like, oh, come on, just nasty people. Can't remember her real name. Well, I think that's her name. I think it's what is it, innit? I think, I mean, like, we don't really care, do we? But I think her name is, I think I've heard of something like, what's she called? This one, Kelly J. Keane. That's her name. But it doesn't matter, does it? Really, she's not important to us. Look, we just looked at a video. I mean, I only picked that video because of what she said. I just thought it was a bit weird someone said that, but I think that's her style, to be honest with you. Yeah, well, I think it's Posy Parker's like a nickname. I think, I might be wrong. The Posy woman is bloody, I don't know, she starts to think she's actually a rogue AI. I'm sure that her style of the way she is, I'm sure that brings her viewers, and that's probably one of the things she obviously, that's her way of getting attention. I think Posey's applying the classic whataboutism move. Yeah, well, she's another one that you're probably just best ignoring, really. There's certain people you just kind of just have to ignore. She's not going to go away. She's always going to be like that. So, and if she wants to talk about trans people, it's just when it damages trans people, it's the problem. And I believe people like her can cause damage. Please, Vile, please don't make us watch the show. No, I'm not going to. Have mercy on us. Yeah, okay. Well, no, I totally understand. Don't worry, I'm not going to watch her again. What she is describing isn't self-defense, it's unprovoked. Yeah, well, agreed. Exactly. That's what she's doing, yeah. Rachel, you're very courteous. Oh, sorry. I should read these out. Rachel, you are very courteous. I admire you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. Well, no, look. I know, and I only brought it up because of that. Look, I won't watch too many of these people because I admit that they're not. Let me see. What I'll do is I'll find another video. What I wanted to do was just try and kind of give a little bit of idea what people were talking about. Really, that was what I wanted to do. Not so much. Right. Let me find. There was another one that I saw. I won't do too many of these people. It's just a little kind of just touch on the subject. Because I know these people, they have an alternative motive as well. So, going into these videos and saying, "Oh, look what they said," it kind of is, well, yeah, they are going to say that. Because they have a motive and they have an audience as well. I mean, they can't really be going like, "Yeah, it's really bad what he did," because their audience wouldn't agree with that as well. So I understand there's more to it than just them doing a video. They have to accept, if you've got an audience that basically thrives on anti-trans hate, you can't really be going in there and defending. Well, you can't be going saying, "Well, Graham really kind of deserves this," because those people, they're not going to change their mind on that. They're going to be saying, "Yeah, this is wrong. He's saying the truth," or something like that. When it's nothing even to do about. It's not even to do with about what he's taught. It's because he's incited hate. But let me just try and show that, because I think this video gives me a chance to kind of explain a bit more. So this guy, I'm trying to get this guy. He claims to be a barrister. I don't know if he is or not. It doesn't really matter. I mean, he claims that he follows the law.
Time that we're proud of it and that we will have it for a long time. And yet today we have reports that Graham Linehan, founder of Father Ted, was arrested.
So he's saying, I watched a little bit of this video, and he's claiming that about free speech. So
arrested by 5 armed police officers.
Right. So he's even going on about five armed police officers. Again, we all know. Look, let's be all honest. Yes, we agree. That does seem kind of wow. 5 armed police officers, but be truthful about it. Be truthful about it. Why? Because it was Heathrow Airport, and Heathrow Airport has its policy. Obviously, is because firstly they have armed police there. They do. It's an airport. They're armed. Also, I guess that they have more than one officer because in their policies to control the situation. If we just brought one, probably wouldn't be ideal. Now, I'm not denying that this isn't the best place to do it, and like we've already said before, it doesn't look good if you take it out of context. But if he said now it's 5 hour police, but I got to say, yes, it was Heathrow Airport. They have guns there because obviously they deal with more serious crime there. Well, it might be terrorism, things like that, and it's part of their policy. But I don't think he explains it. Let's see if he explains. If he does, then I'm totally on board. Let's see if he does.
Officers, in respect of posts that he's made on X. Now, he's a known trans.
So you see, he didn't even explain that. He just shows you the first point. So to me, straight away, okay, I see your motive here. You're not going to be. So even though you claim to be a barrister, you haven't explained something that's kind of key. I've explained that. Why can't you explain that? So obviously you can't explain that because you know your audience, and I'm pretty sure his audience are in agreement here. Insurance should bleed, not guilty or whatever. Come on, let's see if anyone says armed cops for tweets, but not for rapists. What? It should have. But what? It should be a daily question in Parliament, right? So this person said that, but I mean, this is the thing. It's not the same thing. He wasn't. What do you mean, rapists? I mean, it was in. Okay, anyway. So, like I said, it was in the airport. So we all know, but obviously everyone else don't. And anyway, he didn't tell his audience, so that's his failure. Obviously, that person doesn't know. If he'd have said that, that person would have said no. Well, oh, okay.
Activist, as in he speaks his mind. He has a philosophical belief which is now protected in law.
Yeah, he does have. He does. Look, he's not lying on that. But don't put down what his belief is. It's pretty fucking evil, right? Okay, what he spouts is anti-trans hate, but you just like minimize that. It's his belief. Okay, whatever. But is he correct? Yes, he's correct. That is true. He is allowed to think this
about those things. You may or may not agree with his views, and you may or may not agree with what he posts. You may conclude that what he posted was wrong, but that
Well, yeah, but fair enough. Look, let's carry on. Let's get to the point.
Flies in the face of free speech. Now,
okay, free speech again. Come on then.
We can't very well have both at the same time. So I'm going to come back to his tweet in just a moment. And by the way, if you do...
Okay, so let's skip his ad.
It was the subject matter here and challenged by J.
Okay.
But we also know that the country is up to them, but also affect American technology companies and by extension, American citizens. So that is something that we'll talk about today at lunch.
We've had free speech for a very, very long time in the United Kingdom, and it will last for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about our free speech to what Americans have as free speech, but we do have free speech. He is correct, but there is, especially in the UK, we do have limits on free speech. We don't have full free speech. There is limits, but I mean, the limits we have. Well, I mean, I don't know about the full limits, but the limits that I understand on this is where Graham went into inciting violence and things like that, which I will show in a bit. I will actually show what it says in law.
Well, no, I mean, certainly we wouldn't want to reach across US citizens, and we don't, and that's absolutely right. But
so he says, we've had it for a long time. We will have it for a long time. We're proud of it, and they wouldn't want to reach across US systems. But that is exactly what's happened here, because one of the bail conditions for Graham Linehan is that he's not to go on X. And
okay, so yeah, so I guess X is American based, yeah, and he's not allowed on it. Now I mean, I don't really, I mean, just off my head, I'm presuming he's not allowed on X because I mean, I guess it is an American platform, but he will be spouting his words on in the UK. But then again, he's still got his Substack. He has this Substack which he can speak. So really, it makes no difference. I mean, you can still go to his Substack if you want to follow him. So really, it doesn't really matter where he spreads his comments, does it really? So I don't know. I don't know about this part.
Post anything on X. So let's take a closer look at exactly what it was. Now, Free Speech Union, if you're not a member of Free Speech Union, this is not a sponsored video, certainly not by Free Speech Union. They've not asked me to do this. They probably don't know I'm.
We'll see what they have to say about this, because I don't know about this part. So
I suggest that you join Free Speech Union, because you may need their help someday if you happen to post what you think online.
Okay, so let's see what he says anyway.
So let's take a look at this. His alleged crime are 3 gender-critical tweets. Now, just to spell this out, gender-critical tweets are apparently those where you speak your view that you do not believe that a man can become a woman or a woman can become a man. That is, in law, that is now a...
Yes, he is allowed to spout that if he wants, but it wasn't that. And you're not saying he didn't just do free tweets where he said he didn't agree with you know, that he says, oh well, I don't agree with like trans women being women and things like that. He didn't say that. It's what he said in the tweets. I mean, is he gonna did he say anything about the tweet?
Philosophically fundamental protected belief. If you fundamentally and philosophically believe that a man cannot become a woman and they remain a biological, entitled to manifest that, beating people up because you disagree with what they are doing, entering to...
Nobody is trying to take this guy down, even though what it's very hurtful what he's saying. I understand he's allowed to do that with free speech. What we're interested in is, did he break the law? Well, I think I can show you that here, but what's this guy going to do?
A course of conduct that amounts to harassment or inciting serious violence and things of that nature. But speaking very generally, not about Graham's tweets, a course of conduct that amounts to harassment or inciting serious violence.
He mentions it there,
they are just go around beating people up because you disagree with what they are doing.
Okay.
But you...
So you can't go around beating people because you disagree with what they're doing. Yeah, you can't. Even though a lot of people obviously don't like Graham and stuff for what he says, you can't go and beat him up. Yeah, and he can't go and beat up a trans person. But anyway,
can express your beliefs so long as you're not...
Okay, as long as you don't
entering to a course of conduct that amounts to harassment or inciting serious violence and things of that nature. But speaking very generally, not about Graham's tweets specifically here, because whilst it wouldn't be contempt of court, but nonetheless, I'll make my comments generally anyway. Generally speaking, if you make comments like this and they are intended to be funny, light-hearted, even...
So this is the argument. All the people in defense of him are saying, oh, it's just comedy. He's only saying comedy because he's a comedian. Well, he's not a comedian anymore. He used to be a comedian. What he is now is some guy that is obsessed with trans people. So you can't keep saying, oh, it's just a comedy. It's just comedy. He's not a comedian anymore. He was a comedian. He used to write for comedy. But now his purpose in life is trans people. That is his purpose. So stop using that as an excuse.
Provocative or even annoying, that is not an offense. It is not an offense, contrary to what the police have previously said. It is not an offense to be offensive. You can make offensive comments and abusive comments and annoying comments. You can criticize.
Yes, so we get that. He can do that, we know.
It's on his Substack here, quoted by Free Speech Union. He says, in a country where paedophiles escape sentencing, where none of...
So again, bringing up other crimes. So keep saying like about paedophiles and things like that. Nobody's going that's okay. Yeah, if paedophiles are getting away, we don't, we want them caught and sorted with. Yeah, but that's nothing to do with what we're talking about here. It's to do with what he wrote on the thing. So that's just a distraction.
Of crime is out of control, where women are assaulted and harassed every time they gather to speak. The state has mobilized 5 armed officers to arrest a comedy writer. Now let's...
Again, he's not a comedy writer anymore. He's obsessed with trans people. That's what he is now. That's his job now. His life is trans people. It's nothing to do with... He's not a comedy writer.
Go to the Substack here because there is a quote of some of these tweets further in here.
So I don't know. I mean, I was looking at, but I also can show you something a bit more interesting. Let me see. Let's look at comments 1 minute. Oh, I've left a comment under there all the time. Sorry about that. I shouldn't really keep your comment up like that. And just leave you there all the time. Well, what are you saying here, guys? I'm fairly sure that what GL said could be taken as conspiracy to commit a crime. Yeah. Well, it is. I mean, I don't know. Did I show you all the things he said? I think he's looking at it now. Let's look at the guy. Let's just see, because he does cover it now. What does he say? Let's see.
But the bit in highlight, first of all, he said
he
stepped off the plane at Heathrow and 5 armed officers were waiting. Not one, not two.
So he keeps mentioning about the five
armed officers to arrest.
I know we've gone over that
for posts on X.
Yeah, but there would have been 5 armed officers regardless of the crime. Let's just make that really clear. It really is just because it was in Heathrow Airport. That's why there's 5 armed officers. Let's make that absolutely clear. So even if it was something completely different, okay, it would have been 5 armed officers. If I was committed a crime, I would have 5 armed officers. Anyone out there, if you did something, it would probably be 5 armed officers. So that's irrelevant, to be honest with you. I know it doesn't look good. And I agree with that. But at the same time, it's really irrelevant to this.
He said, they escorted me to a private area and told me that I was under arrest for 3 tweets. One of the allegedly offending tweets is as follows. He says, if a trans-identified male is in a female-only space, he's committing a violent, abusive act. Make a scene, call the cops, and if all else fails, punch him in the balls. Now, you might find that offensive.
Well, yeah, I do find it offensive, but I understand that people are allowed to say things, but it's what he says in here. And look, I think at this point, I'm going to show you all what I found online about this law. Now, let me just make sure you can see this. So yeah, you can kind of see it there. And so the key point of this about the hate speech crime is, I think it says a number of different UK laws outlaws hate speech. Okay, outlaw hate speech. For example, Section 4 of the Public Order Act in 1986 makes it an offence for a person to use threatening, abusive, or insulting words or behaviour that causes or is likely to cause another person harassment, alarm, or distress. And then the law also includes language that is deemed to incite racial or religious hatred, as well as hate on the grounds of sexual orientation, and language that encourages terrorism. So what I can see from this, I mean, obviously I'm not a lawyer, I'm not this, but all I can understand, sorry, this bit here, I think he did, was it the threatening, abuse, and insulted words, and the behavior that could cause person harassment, alarm, and distress. So the way I read this is that comment, especially the first one, a lot of these are key indicators here. I feel that this is what they've actually arrested him for. Now I didn't arrest him. This is the police that have made this call. They've obviously seen this. Obviously, it's been reported to them, and they feel that this hits this particular point, right? So even though I don't agree with Graham Linehan being able to spout what he does, I live in a country where this is classed as free speech. So he is allowed under free speech, like I've said several times already in this stream, that he's allowed to say these things about trans people. He's allowed to not like trans people. He's allowed to say that he doesn't believe that trans people exist. He, under law, unfortunately, he's allowed to say these things, though they are very hurtful. But what he said in that first tweet, or whatever you call it nowadays, I feel that is the main one for me. Like, I see that. Now, the second one, does he talk about that here? Do you know, we don't need to do him. Let's go someone better who explains this in more detail. Let me just move to, I'm just going to go to actually one more, everybody. Let me share this screen. Right. I'm going to go. Wait, one. No, this won't be any good. I need to go to my other phone. Just give me one moment. I'm just looking for this now. What can you actually see? Because it's just me. Oh, okay, you only see me, right? Well, okay, I'll just talk to you while I find this on the other screen. So, yeah, I'm just going to find the tweets again, and what I'm going to so I definitely think it's the first one really that he's been done for. That's my interpretation of it. But like I say, I'm not the one who decided he would be arrested, so I can't even say really for sure what exactly it was. But that seems to me like the one that would really kind of be the key thing. So let's go to someone who I think is going to be more correct on this. I think me. Okay. And what I'll do is I forgot, but I should just open the screen. So we got the first tweet. Let's see what I said. Can you hear me? Okay. That's not debate. That's not free speech. So we had the first one. He's committing a violent, abusive. So it's clear in this one what he actually said. Okay. So, I mean, you can really see it, can't you? Really? I mean, he's saying that trans people, if you see a trans person, basically, if you see a trans person, you've got to make a scene. You have to call the cops, and if the cops don't come, then you should punch them. So I think that is inciting violence. And the problem is somebody might actually take that literally and actually decide to do that, and that's the problem. He doesn't have to do it himself, but if he incites it. And so, second, from a trans rights protest. So the second one. Oh, this film did not go very well. I don't like how I look there. So it was a photo. It said a photo you can smell. So I mean, I don't know. Like, for me, it just seems offensive. But I mean, whatever. If he wants to look at a picture of a trans protest and say that, whatever. I mean, he wrote a photo you can smell. Yeah. And then in a reply to another user, last one, we'll go last one. Oh, I hate them. I mean, all I can say from the last tweet for me, like, he says, I hate them, misogynists and homophobes, and he says, fuck them. That's what he says. I mean, the only thing I can see from that particular tweet, I don't know if he's breaking the law or not. I don't know. But I mean, the thing is, to use wording like that kind of basically says that this guy is doing this not just for jokes. This isn't how is that a joke? I mean, he sounds like he really, really hates trans people to me. So I just kind of come to the conclusion that there's some, and this probably lead me on to the next part. What I wanted to say about him, really, because I think I've covered. Look, we don't need to go look at all the people, because everyone I was going to cover was just going to say the same thing. I mean, the barrister guy, I don't know. I mean, he skimmed over a few things as well. I think he didn't want to say it to his audience, which is illegal in the UK. Which was illegal in the UK? Let's see. Yeah, it was to commit a crime, because obviously, I mean, you imagine, let's say someone now listened to that, even if you say, oh, it was a joke, and someone actually went and hit a trans person, then he's basically, incited for someone to commit a crime. Because if someone actually did hit a trans person, so there's someone said, yeah, I'm going to do that, and they hit a trans person, well, that's if they haven't done anything wrong, you can't hit someone, even if you feel like they shouldn't be, say a trans woman shouldn't be in a woman's toilet, and you go and you hit that trans person, the person who hits the trans person is going to be the one who gets arrested right now. And I hope it stays that way. I hope it never becomes the other way around like it has been in the past. Okay. But let's hope that never happens again. But the truth is, if that happened, it should be the one that's committed the assault would be arrested. What else do you say here? I'll try and keep on top of these comments. The black belt barrister is just provocation and grossly over the violent remark. Yes, well, he's not. He wasn't focused on it. He wasn't going to talk about it, was he? I mean, it's obviously because he knows his audience, and there is just like these channels where they have audiences that are just so toxic. I mean, I stumbled on them, and it's just, they're awful places to be. I don't know what it's like to have a channel like that where you've got to constantly spread hate and be like hateful about everything. I think it must be hard for people. I'm not saying that black belt barrister has to do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure most of his videos he does, he doesn't, I don't know, he's spreading hate. And maybe I wouldn't say that about him. I don't think he's going out there spreading hate. Let me put that clear. I didn't say he was doing that. What I meant was, there's people in his audience that kind of fueled on that, so he has to be aware of that. So I don't think it would have been very good for him to kind of defend the arrest. Whereas I have defended it more. I've kind of explained why it was like that. I don't say it was good how he was arrested, but I've kind of made it an explanation where I guess for black belt barrister, he's not going to do that because the people in his audience will be like, no, this is really bad. Look, it was for tweets. He got arrested for tweets, that kind of thing. That's why they got the police out. When that wasn't the truth. Shifting the conversation to PDF file is what about isms on BB? Yeah. Well, I mean, I just think like, what is it? I kind of only just wanted to dip in and just show you what people were saying. And it's all the kind of the same thing on most of these channels. They're really emphasizing on how he was arrested, and then kind of saying, but he's free to say what he wants, but not really explaining why what he said. You might see that as a joke. And it's like, really? Do you really see that as a joke? Because I don't believe anyone could read that and not see that as offensive, and not just offensive, but also incitement of violence. How can you not see that? Yes, these anti-hate laws have been with us since the 80s, at least. Yeah. Well, you can't incite violence. How do you think that is free speech? You can't say, I want people to go out and do violence to people, and then say, oh, well, that's free speech. That's why, that can't be part of free speech. You just cannot have that as free speech, because somebody might go and do that. That's the problem. So, anyway, 60s, if you had think of Race Relations Act. Well, yeah, I mean, look, in the past, let me just put it this way. In the past, if a trans person had got beaten up or something like that, they most likely, I mean, I guess a lot of time we see examples with like the gay community, and you could be beaten up and the police would do nothing about it. And we did have a time like that. And so, you know, I just think it's really sad that in 2025 that we have this kind of thing going on, and people are trying to support it. And the thing is, whatever they're thinking, I understand there's channels out there on YouTube, there's channels, you know, there's media out in this world that's where they make their money by saying these things. But it ends up where what you're doing, you are like spreading this false narrative, and also spreading this kind of hatred towards trans people, but they just seem to be fine doing it. I don't know if they have any conscience of it at all. And I mean, like, you know, just going back on well, let me do these comments first, because otherwise, because I got a lot of comments, and where am I here? Hola. Oh, well, I'm not sure what you said here. Did Manuel? Hola e total gente. I don't know what you said, but if anyone can translate, I can always translate it later on, but I'm not sure what you said. But it was nice to have you here anyway. I'll check your comment out later on. Maybe I'll find out what it says. Yeah, but it was nice to have you here anyway. Thank you for being here. I hope you can understand everything that's going on in the conversation as well. Thank you, Sweet Dream. Thank you so much for being here. But everybody is welcome. Saying that about languages and stuff, you know, if I ever get the chance, I'll try and work out some of the, like, you know, different languages for the channel, because maybe I can get some translation done for the channel, make it a bit more available to more languages, so people can understand more what I'm saying and stuff. Graham is just what did you say? Pathetic, honestly. Well, yeah, I mean, just saying, if I just bring it back to what I was going to say about him, he has a problem. He has this fixation on trans people. He has a fixation on trans people, and people should not be backing his ideas. They're using him right now because they want to push a narrative of anti-trans speaking. But the thing is, this guy lives about trans people. His life is trans people. And so let me just charge my headphones because they're going off. So by feeding this false narrative to him, and he thinks he's a martyr now, and he thinks, oh, everybody believes me, he's going to carry on like that. I don't think he's ever going to get out of this, and he's just going to be fixated on trans people for the rest of his life. So, you know, I just think it's a bad thing. We shouldn't be doing that. People should be saying, look, Graham, you need to stop this, and you need to, you know, think about something else. Look, you don't like trans people, but maybe you should go and think about something else. Go have a holiday or take a break from it. I mean, I know he was on that Joe Rogan show not so long ago, because obviously, like, Joe Rogan's spread everywhere. I saw his video come up, and I thought, oh, he's gone on that Joe Rogan show now. But you know, God knows what he was saying in that. I mean, did he talk to Joe Rogan about trannies all the time? Do you know what I mean? What was he saying? You know what I mean? I have no idea, but I hope he didn't. But I mean, I'm surprised. I won't be surprised if the full Joe Rogan show was all about that. 1 minute, let me put this on here, because that's all he talks about. That's all he cares about, to be honest with you. Okay, let me see. Black belt barrister's rather right wing. Oh, is he? Well, that's it. I mean, to be honest, all the clips that seem to be online, I searched Graham Linehan, and all the clips that kind of came up were more from right leaning people. I don't think there's a lot of how can I say? I guess not many people like myself who decided to do a video to kind of say, you know, from the other side. I don't really like saying that. Just my perspective of what was going on, and trying to get the facts out there. It just seemed like everything was more that kind of viewpoint. No one has the right to hit to another person, full stop. I wouldn't go around hitting people. Yeah, well, no, but that's because, you know, most people wouldn't go around hitting people, especially if someone told them to do that or anything like that. No one would go around hitting people. But I mean, it's just the fact that he incited violence. He shouldn't do that. Let me put this other fan on because it's quite warm in here. If the fans are too loud for you guys, let me know, because I've got like 2 fans going now. But yeah, most people won't do that. But the reality is that if you incite violence, it's possible that someone might act upon that. So, I mean, having that in free speech, and especially now with the way the internet is, I mean, how many people saw that tweet? I mean, let me see if I got. So the actual tweet that I think is the main tweet, which is the one where he said confront a trans person in the toilet. It had 160, 100. Sorry, on this clip that I've got, it's had 136,000 views. So 136,000 people have watched that. I mean, I don't know how many likes it got, but you know that a lot of people have seen that, and there's some people that actually would take that literally. Sorry, I didn't say before. I'm missing people's names out here. So yeah, Kirsty, hi. So all these people want to keep trans people in public consciousness, when all we want is to fade into obscurity and live our lives like everyone else. They are fading this hate. Oh, they're feeding this hate. Yeah, well, you know, this is true. Like, I agree with you there. Like, I don't know. I think most trans people, myself included, you know, I just when I started transitioning, my goal was to transition and live as myself, as a woman. I didn't want to be in the spotlight. I didn't want to be like, how can I say? Well, you don't, do you? You just want to kind of blend in and get on with your life. And that is the whole purpose, really. And I think most trans women, that's what they do. And I was doing that, and I was happy where I was. But they made it so I had to say something. I had to come and try and, you know, speak my truth here, because I just feel like I'm being bombarded by all this negative speaking. And I just feel like, well, look, I've got to put a positive voice out there. And I decided that's what I wanted to do. So that's, you know, anyone who's been following my channel for a long time will see how I've changed. You know, I wanted to do YouTube. Like, with me, YouTube is something like I've always enjoyed, like, watching videos on YouTube, and I have a few people that I follow on YouTube that I've enjoyed their videos and stuff, and I just thought I'd love to do something myself. And I tried different ways to doing things and what would work for me. And when I tried to do like videos like this before, they take up a lot of time. You end up where you know, like, even to do this live show, for me, it took me most of the day to plan it. So it's a very, very time consuming thing being on YouTube if you want to do it correctly. And so it was always kind of like, for me, it was like, I'll try and do something, but it maybe not going to work. And then this came along, and it was like, it became more than just doing YouTube for like, oh, I'm doing YouTube for YouTube's sake. I do YouTube now because I feel like I have a reason to do it. I feel like I've got something to say, and when I see these things like this recent thing where everybody's saying it's free speech, but it's not free speech. And I had to come out and say something, and that's why I make my videos. That's why I'm doing this. Let me have a look here. I'm going to fall behind with comments. I know there'll be a point where I might not be able to answer everybody's comments, but I'll try my hardest to kind of keep on top of it. Hello, everyone. Hello. I have to keep hoping that the haters are just an extreme loud minority. Well, they are. Let's be honest with you. They are. Most people in day-to-day life don't have these problems. It is just a minority that are with a loud voice, but that minority is causing a lot of problems. Like I say, for women in Scotland, they were the ones who brought that court case to the Supreme Court, and it's actually affected every trans person in the UK. So even though they're a small minority, they are they're very loud, unfortunately. A good human being, Rachel. Well, thank you. Well, you know, compliments and stuff. But I try to be. Look, I don't deny I can get angry about things, I can get upset about things, but I know that the key thing is that when even with this Graham, I think the key thing is if you're going to talk about what he's doing and what's happened, you have to kind of switch that part off, the anger part and being angry about what he's saying. I mean, to be honest, I don't go around reading his messages online. And I kind of just look at it. But I honestly feel, for me, this is not something I make up. I really kind of feel like it's really sad for him because, look, trans people exist. Whatever anyone says, trans people exist. We've always existed. We always are going to exist. When I'm no longer here, when Graham is no longer here, trans people will still be here. So imagine if you dedicate your life to try to erase trans people, what you can't win. You can't win that war because you can't get rid of trans people. We exist. We're part of nature. So all you're doing is wasting your time. Okay. And you could say, well, look what's happening in the UK. The laws are reversing. Maybe, these people are kind of winning. And I say, like, well, we always kind of look at England. We always look at America and we say, well, look what's happening in these countries. Like, yeah, it's really bad. But then why don't you look at like other countries, where a lot of the laws are improving and a lot of countries where trans people, I'm not saying anything's perfect. I don't know if there is a perfect country for trans people at the moment. I still think there's a lot of work to be done. But I would say there's countries where we're more accepted. And even the laws there. I mean, I'm going to do a video soon on this, on different countries and about the laws and about what our rights are and stuff. And there is countries with more rights, more freedom, more respect. Like I said, I'm not saying everywhere's perfect. But the thing is, America and the UK are kind of going backwards, but that's not true for many other countries. So another thing is like these people, like, I think like if you did watch the Edge of the Matrix video, he says in 15 years, there'll be no trans people. And he says that in the video. And to me, that's like, if he's living his life thinking that, well, what's he going to do about the rest of the world? Okay, maybe in England, he can maybe erase us from public life. That's what he's hoping. In 15 years, maybe we can erase trans people from public life. But there'll still be trans people. Even you do that, there'll still be trans people. So what are you going to do? And what are you going to do about all the countries where we've got more rights? So you can't erase trans people. What you can do is, not erase. He wanted to get rid of us, but you can't get rid of us completely. We'll still be here. And when he's no longer here, well, there'll still be trans people. So what's he going to do? So it's just a waste of time. Instead of just kind of like saying, maybe we should find a way of kind of all living together in peace instead of fighting against each other. And also maybe look at the real problems of the world instead of just trying to blame trans people for things. Because there's lots of things we should be focusing on. I'm getting rather sick of people and their supporters discussing our very existence and claiming it as free speech. Yeah, I know, me too. Which other groups enjoy this without sorry, I'm dyslexic, so I need this, and experience with respect. Well, look. I mean, what I would say is, it's a sad time now. I always thought in the last, like 10 years ago, I was thinking like how things are so going forward for trans people, how we're getting our rights and more respect and stuff. And, and now that's kind of gone the opposite way. But I think that, let me get my point forward here based on what you were saying. I don't want to go off on one. Yeah, but it's just right now we're being blamed and kind of being used. We're used as a scapegoat, aren't we? Right now, it's better to use us to blame for things than to actually look at real problems. Like recently, like with this shooting, the school shooting, I made a video on that, and how many people just started to kind of point the fingers at trans people for that, as if we were going out there doing school shootings or something. But the thing is, people like to do that instead of looking at the real problem. Like, what was the shooter's real problem? Why was the shooter able to get that ammo? you know, someone like that shouldn't have been able to get access to those weapons. I mean, I can't speak because I'm not American. I don't know all the laws in America about that, and I know that in England we don't have access to weapons like that. It's very hard for us to get any weapons because we're not allowed them in the UK, basically. But I know it's different in America. But I mean, surely that he you know, well, is he, she? I don't know, because I heard that he or she, the shooter, okay, didn't want to be trans anymore. Was it? I think they said they were detransitioning. So I think their pronouns were he when they died. But regardless of all that stuff, right? The shooter shouldn't have had access to those weapons. So I don't know what can be done about that. But that's obviously. And I mean, the thing is, there was children that died there. That should be the main point. It shouldn't be about all this. But they want to use someone to scapegoat, don't they? They want to scapegoat someone, and trans people just the people they like to choose. We're a minority, so we can't vote. We don't have much power with the voting system. Beautiful inside and out. Thank you. You're talking about me, yeah. You're doing a fantastic job, Ruth. Thank you so much. Well, thank you all for watching. Anyway, I mean, we've been here 2 hours, so thank you so much. Let's see, agree completely. Good. I'm going through all your comments here. Oh yes, yeah, loud, powerful, and supporting like Starmer. Well, you know, that's interesting actually. You mentioned Starmer. Do you know? I was shocked by the people that came out, because we got Keir Starmer come out and speak about this, and he said that the police shouldn't be focusing on this as well. Now, I think, to be honest with you, he came out with that because he's been getting a lot of pushback anyway, because a lot of people were saying before about the tweets and stuff, because he was kind of more supportive of it before. So I think he's trying to come across as if he's speaking to those people that feel that way, like, oh, this shouldn't happen, kind of thing. Before he was kind of more supportive of it, but now he's kind of more negative about it. But you see, because it doesn't matter about trans people. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, Starmer knows that we're a small minority, so we can't really affect the vote. So if he turns his back on us, for him, it's not really a big problem. So he doesn't need to support us. I mean, obviously, before he was more open with about he would class trans women as women before, but ever since the High Court ruling, he's kind of backtracked on that. He's very good at just backtracking on what he says. That's the thing. So he's just whatever's the winning side for him. He just kind of backtracked. And then the fact that, I mean, I knew the Conservatives. I mean, Kimi Badenoch. I've heard her say it before anyway about anti-trans speaking points and stuff. So I'm not surprised about that coming from her, because she's supported as well. This, because and what does that say? In the UK, I don't know who's going to win the next election, but normally, most of the time, it's either Labour or Conservative. And we just heard two of the leaders from both sides basically kind of turn on trans people and say, oh, they shouldn't be focusing on this tweeting and stuff like that. So, like I say, I mean, if it had been something like, if someone had come out and said, go out and punch a black person, go out and punch a gay person, I think both those leaders would have come out and said that's horrible what he said, and we'll let the police deal with the situation. But because it was trans people, they didn't want to support that. They're not interested. So I feel abandoned by them. Both of them. I do feel abandoned. And I think I said J.K. Rowling, but obviously J.K. Rowling's a good service. Obviously, she's just, we all know anything to do with anti-trans, she's up on it. She's definitely there saying something. And then we got Elon Musk, again, another one. Yeah, I mean, the one that actually disowned his child because he has a trans child. I mean, absolutely mental. And no one ever says a lot about that. Can you imagine? You have a child that's transgender and you kind of basically just disown them. I mean, I don't know what kind of person does that. That says everything I need to know about him for him to say something like that. So actually, basically, and people back that. People are okay with that. Can you imagine that? What an evil thing to be like about your own child. And people just kind of like, yeah, that makes sense. That does not make sense. Now, let me get some of these comments. What was it? A great idea for video series. Well, I need to go back. Where am I at? So that's a great idea for video. Yes. Oh, about the countries. Yeah, because there is. It's England and America are not the standard. Most countries are moving forward. I look off the top of my head. I've heard. Well, I don't want to say any country because I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but I've heard that some countries now you can self-identify. So, I mean, even here in the UK, we have to go get our gender certificates and things like that, gender recognition certificates or whatever. But in some countries, you can just self-identify. So things are moving forward. It's just that the UK was on path to do that. It was on path, but then they've just gone opposite way now. And I mean, if you live in the UK, you can tell why. I mean, they are moving to this kind of, we've got Brexit now, and it's kind of like, oh, we're trying to keep England for England, and there's this kind of talk of like, oh, just for English people and things like that. So I can see that happening, and people talking about, and you've got the Reform Party, which are more popular now. And in fact, I do have someone from Reform that I did actually pull on a video, so I could always show that because it kind of shows, because I know that they're going to obviously get a lot of the vote in the next election. Well, they are. I think they will because they have a lot of support. And they're obviously anti-trans as well. So what are we going to have with politics? I have no idea. Doesn't look good, let's put it that way. America is a sick country. Sadly, some of it is arriving here. Well, look, I mean, all I can say about America is when I saw some of the rules coming out in America and stuff like that, I was kind of shocked. Now, I admit that I can't say because I'm not in America, so you can't always speak about another country really. But what I was seeing things and thinking, oh, especially when they were talking about like the bathrooms, saying about trans women and stuff in using the toilets and things. I was kind of shocked by that, and I thought, oh well, at least we don't have that in the UK. But and now we do, so I don't know because we do have that in the UK now. So I think England definitely will always kind of follow America in many ways. So whatever happens in America kind of comes here anyway. But we definitely have a problem. We definitely have a fixation. This trans thing is definitely, about transgender people. There's definitely a fixation in society in both America and the UK. I feel on this. I would say that. What else we got? So, is this Stammer? What did you say? Steering made his job go. Which one? What's that? Sorry, I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean there. Oh, Stammer stands for nothing and no one. He has no principles. Yeah, well, no, Stammer, he just flip-flops on everything. He just flip-flops. I don't believe. Meanwhile, reform looms on the horizon. Well, yes, and I do think they do. Believe me. I mean, I'm in the north, and I have spoken with people, and people you would, obviously, I have to kind of say to them, they're not very pro-trans. Well, they're not. How can I really speak? I mean, I'll have to do a video more on the politics in the UK at one point and be more clear about where each party stands. But there is a lot of people that are, might say it publicly, but they are saying that they back reform in many ways. So it is true. UK politics is cooked, as the kids say. Yeah, well, I agree. I mean, I don't really have much hope that anything's going to happen from the political side. I might be wrong. Look, I'm just saying my personal feeling right now is I don't think we're going to see anything happening positively from politics. But you know, I'll look into it a bit more, and I will make some videos about it at a later date. But yeah, I'm not really I'm not hoping anything. You know, time was a turncoat despite the man. Yes, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. He's yeah. Very sound. We should. We shouldn't though. We should have stand with Europe and our neighbours. Well, this is it. I mean, this is it. You know, this is how it's happening now. You know, the world. Well, UK. A lot of things have changed in the UK, and you know, Europe itself is definitely more forward thinking, especially with trans rights. So to not be part of that is a shame. I wish we could be part of that progression for us, but unfortunately we decided to go the opposite direction. It's turn over from me as a reform councillor. It's very concerning. Yeah, well, but the thing is, what about any of them now? Because it looks like a lot of them are going this way. You know, to support the good law. Okay, I urge all to support the good law project. The case against the EHRC guidance, please donate. Okay, well, look, I'll have a look into that, Kirsty, then, because I think you mentioned this to me before. I'll definitely have a look into it because if it's worth supporting, we'll see what we can do on this channel as well. Maybe we can organize some donations through here as well, like a way to donate. Because I could always make a video and like with a link and everything. That might work, yeah. So I'll try. I campaigned against Brexit. Well, yeah. Well, you know, like I said, I mean, it's just crazy that, you know, we had Brexit and then now England has kind of gone completely. It's like it doesn't want all to do with Europe and then wants to go a total opposite direction to that. I mean, my main concern is like we had this thing with, you know, was getting better for transgender people, and then now it's kind of like, oh, I can't believe that the UK is going this opposite way. You know, we used to be like this, it was all like about respect and dignity and everything, and now it seems like it's going the opposite way. I might just show a clip from that video if I can find it quickly, because there was a reform counselor or some, I don't know who she was, some reform person on this TV show, and I don't know what she was, but I mean, she was just basically spouting the same stuff, anti-trans stuff, I guess. I mean, she was supporting Graham, of course. Let me see if I've got it, because I thought I might have saved it. However, I might be wrong. I think I watched it and then I didn't. Did I not save it? It'll be in my history if I've, because I watched a few things. If I can just find it. Bear with me 1 minute while I just look. Can't be that one. I know it was one of these. Was it this one? Okay, let me just check. I'll just have to click on it and see. Yeah, it was this one. Right. Okay. Okay, well, obviously this isn't the best place to let me see. Can you see that? Okay, 1 minute. I have to bear with me because I've got to make sure I've got the screen. Yeah, this one, I think. Okay, let's have a look. So, just really quickly, I mean, I won't go on to this too long, but they've got, what is she? Sarah Polchin, MP, Reform. Oh, Runcorn and Helsby. So this is I remember her getting elected. It's Talk TV, so I mean, obviously we know what their talking point is. So we see what they said. Just quickly, and we'll skip over it if it's annoying. If it's annoying, we'll skip over it.
Sorry, can I take you out for dinner then?
Oh, wait 1 minute. I haven't got let me put some headphones on because I can't hear it. Okay, quickly, let's see what they got to say.
viewers are getting quite bored with the amount of times you promised them. It's never been my thing.
There you go, on party conference.
You are.
To be fun. When we woke up this morning, I don't want to get involved right now about the rights and wrongs of a debate, because I believe in free speech. I have my own views on the transgender situation. I've said them very closely. But this is a man who was a comedy genius, to be honest, who somehow found himself in the middle of this debate some years ago and has literally lost his marriage, his career, his friends, his family, and his income. He's relocated to the United States.
Yeah. So, I mean, so he's lost everything on this pursuit of this fixation on transgender people. So what does that tell you? That's not good, is it? Okay. Anyway, so I think he was saying he's relocated to America. So I didn't know that. So he's gone to live in America.
United States of America. It's had an impact on his mental health. He arrives back.
Well, it's had an impact on his mental health. I mean, he has got a mental health problem without a doubt. This guy is just fixated on transgender people.
From Arizona, and he's met by 5 armed gun cops over 3.
So we've already discussed about the armed police, of course.
What are called anti-trans tweets.
So yeah, so we don't need to worry about the police thing because we've already kind of explained that.
He's thrown into a prison cell.
He got thrown in. I didn't know he actually got thrown in. I think he probably didn't get thrown in. I think that's a bit of an exaggeration. I don't think anyone actually threw him in the police cell. But anyway.
Panic attack. He ends up in hospital. Yesterday, our Prime Minister said, and I quote, "This is an operational manager for the police. But we want to be clear. We believe their priorities should be on crime and."
Okay, so the Prime Minister, so Keir Starmer did say that it was an operational procedure for the police to deal with. So it is a police issue. They've decided to do it. Like I said, the way it was done, it does look over the top in the sense, but like we said before earlier in the stream, this is normal procedure in Heathrow Airport.
Policing
and I guess if he lives in America, I didn't know that he was living in America, so actually they've given me something new. So I guess if he was already flagged and he wasn't in the UK, I'm sure that obviously coming into the country, or I can't work out if he actually was coming into the country or he was leaving the country at the time. Because I read somewhere that he was leaving the country. The next thing I'm hearing is entering the country. But whichever it was, obviously he was flagged there. So that's why he couldn't. So I mean, I guess if he lives in America, they can't go around to his house to arrest him because he doesn't live here. So the only place they could know where he is when he comes to the airport. So it probably makes sense then that they arrested him at the airport because he's not living in the UK. So they could have gone to his house, I guess, if he was living in the UK and arrested him. They probably wouldn't bring armed police to his house. But of course, if he's not living in the UK, where else would they arrest him? Would have to be the airport, wouldn't it? Because that's the only time they would be able to flag him with his passport.
Antisocial behaviour, shoplifting and street crime, which goes against absolutely everything that they haven't managed to do in 13 months. I'd love reforms and your specific...
Okay, so he's actually got reform on his show, this guy.
On what I think is an outrageous example, again, of two-tier policing, Sarah.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is to do with two-tier policing. Again, yes, there is different crimes, and there is crimes that in the UK people feel that. I mean, I personally think like we are a bit too kind of slack with shoplifting and things like that. But the thing is, I mean, it's regardless. It's a different crimes, a different subject. You know, we have different systems for that. I don't think it's two-tier policing. I mean, if you're trying to say, if you're trying to claim that the police are targeting him, and for some reason, if someone did an anti-Graham Linehan, and also said something like "go hit him" or something like that, if someone wrote that, I think they would be in trouble as well. So I don't think there's anything two-tier about this. I think it's just simple facts. This is what he's done anyway.
Look, absolutely. If only this government was as good at policing our borders as it is at policing our speech.
Okay. So yeah. Okay. Whatever.
The way it's going in this country, people like you and I won't even be able to have the conversations we're having now.
So, I mean, that's total exaggeration. So these two are talking about a guy. It's like we're talking about this here. Why would you really believe that they're going to curtail free speech to that extent, so you can't even discuss these things? I don't think that's going to happen, right? And anyway, this isn't curtailing free speech. He's not allowed to do this under the law. This was already placed in law. He's not allowed to do this.
And expressing the views freely that we have, because we'll be arrested by 5. What it was.
And that's another thing. They always use this argument and stuff like that. But the thing is, like, already what they do to trans people, like spreading their viewpoint, it is very hurtful and damaging towards the trans community. So even though they're allowed to do it, and I know they're allowed to do it, really it is totally unfair that they are allowed to, because it is actually causing a lot of hate and damage to our community. But they are allowed to do it. So they always complain like, oh, we won't be able to do this. It's like, well, you shouldn't want to do it. You shouldn't want to be doing this. It shouldn't be that this is what you need to do on your channel, because at the end of the day, it really is affecting people properly. It does affect us. It's just cruel.
Armed police, like this poor chap, how very.
Okay, poor chap. Well, he is a poor chap because he's obsessed with this. This is his life. I think he's a poor chap as well, actually. Yeah, you're right. He's too obsessed with it.
Very stressful. And do you know what? In my constituency of Runcorn, I have 2 people that this happened to over ill-advised tweets, but nothing terrible.
Well, I mean, one thing we have to make clear as well about all this, and I I'm sure in America you're seeing all this about in the news about England and free speech. But the thing is, all I can say is, like, we do have some responsibility when we write things, and the internet, it does give us this kind of freedom to kind of, like I'm speaking now to you out here, and I put out my videos and things like that. But we do have a responsibility, and there is things, and look, we do have our own opinion points, and of course we're free to say them. But it's just when it comes to anything like inciting violence, I can understand why that wouldn't be acceptable.
Who, again, one of them has lost his partner, his girlfriend, lost his job, and it goes on and on.
Yeah, but the reason he's lost all those things is because he's obsessed with trans people. I think I can't speak for his partner or whatever, but I mean, if you've got a man that is basically every day wakes up and just is concentrating on trans people, I mean, I guess his partner was like, maybe I don't want that in my life. Maybe I want to like have a normal life and don't have to be like fixated on a minority of people. So, I think he's only him to blame for this. Why is this have to be the main point of his life?
Impact on people's lives of this ridiculous policing of our speech. It is now got to the point where.
So we can see that basically is mainly revolving around free speech. They want to say that we've not got our free speech. We've not got our free speech. But I mean, I'm all for free speech. Like me, I'm totally for free speech. But I just feel you probably got the wrong person here to kind of use that to push your narrative. I mean, like, you want more free speech, fair enough. I mean, we got free speech, but you don't want to be pushing this, because this guy, has obviously, got a problem. So I don't know why this has to be the one that they wanted to push.
It's actually quite frightening. Reform's policy, of course, is to repeal this ridiculous Online Safety Act, which does nothing to protect children, which the name suggests, but does everything to stop our free speech.
It's interesting because.
So I don't know if she says anything actually exactly. I think she's mainly just focusing on the. He's only got her on at the beginning, hasn't he? We can watch a little bit more.
Reform's position, Nigel's position, and yours as a party has been attacked by Labour, who say your opposition to that online safety bill is tantamount to you not caring about the protection of children, which is very interesting. But for me, I'm interested. You were a magistrate for 20.
So I think really the narrative overall, and I think we're done seeing these people now. I think the narrative really around this and everything about Graham Linehan has always been, this time, has been pushing about free speech, but they honestly have chosen the wrong person to do this. He really does have a problem. He is really obsessed with trans people, and to be honest, they should really let him be and let him move on in his life. Look, if he's gone to live in America, hopefully eventually he can maybe find peace and stop this, because I don't think it's good for him. But saying that, this has just happened. I'm sure that will refuel his feeling. Let me just see what everybody else. I'll just say I want to check these comments. Of course, where were we last with these comments? Let me see. The campaign against Brexit. Yeah. Let me just check. Let me check these comments. There was leave propaganda everywhere where I lived. Yeah. Oh well. I mean, when we talk about the Brexit campaign and stuff like that. Yeah. I know it was a crazy time, but you know, the effects of everything are now starting to well, I mean, you can see. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know what I can really bring to the story with that, but we're definitely seeing how it's affecting everything, and I feel like it's definitely affecting transgender people and stuff. My friend runs a pro EU radio show, Google Single-Minded Rejoiners. He's run it since 2016. Okay, well, we can always take a look at that sometime. Linehan has lost it all because he is complete W. He's lost everything because he's fixated on trans people. I've said, that's what I said from the beginning. Yeah, Jeremy Kyle, that was it, Jeremy Kyle. Yeah, and I think he's very anti-trans as well. But I think you got to be if you're on Talk TV. I mean, is it Talk TV? Is that what they're called? So I mean, I don't know what I was expecting from any of these. I mean, it's just, this is what it is. I'm just like him, yeah. Grifter's gonna grift. Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, that's the audience. That's the audience. So you have to spell. You have to follow that. You spread the E. coli in a wormed environment. Yeah, exactly. 1 minute. Let me see you guys. Where am I? Okay. That's all. Yeah. Right. Winners are, well, yeah. So I mean, basically, okay. Yeah. No, I totally agree about everything. Like, the thing is, we all know what the key thing was there. They you've got your audience. You've got to kind of take that talking point. Like, someone could say, like, it'd be the same thing for me. They could say, well, I have an audience, but really, the whole point of my channel, I'm very clear that this is a transgender talking point channel. This is what this channel is about. But I will do my best to fact check everything that I do. I don't want to be going out there and just be saying things for sake. You know what I mean? So I promise to do my best when I come to my videos, and I'll keep doing that. And of course, I will bring my own viewpoints to videos as well, because I'm me. I mean, I've got to, you can't change that. There's always going to be your own viewpoints, but I'll try and bring as honest talking points as I can, and I will make sure that I do my research and stuff. And I'll be honest with my last video with about Graham Linehan. I do feel like I really did I did show my actual points. The sad thing is, for him, once this all dies down, he'll be forgotten again, and he'll be just using him now for their talking points. That's basically it. And I think what I saw on Talk TV, and they were kind of talking about the free speech and stuff, but it's more they're just using him really as their talking point. They don't really care about him. So unfortunately, he will probably think that they do care about him, and that's only going to feed more problems for him, really. It is sad. You got. I mean, the thing is, like, I know we're like, oh, but he's got problems. Really has got problems. This is another fast. Well, okay, it's definitely gone better this time than the last public live stream. They are getting better. They are getting better. I'm just trying to decide now where to go, really, because what time is it now? I mean, in the UK it's about 9:30. But I've enjoyed tonight. At least it's gone more smoothly than the last live stream. I can't remember what the actual last live stream I did was Saturday night, and my camera bust. But I think I covered what I want to do. I was going to cover about Graham, and I have done. I think I've said everything I need to say about him. So I don't really have much more to add to the story right now. Hopefully I don't. I think this will probably just die down now. I don't really think this is going to be any more than it has. I don't think we're going to hear much more about it. I hope not. It looks like probably going forward now that he's going to end up having to go for another police interview. He's already wanted for, I believe he's wanted for some other harassment charges or something. I guess it's with trans people again. So that'll be it, really. I don't really have any plans. Sorry. I don't really have any plans to make any more videos about him at the moment. Hopefully I don't have to, for his sake and for mine. Hopefully we don't need to. Maybe I can just talk a little bit about the channel going forward, if anybody's interested in that, and then I guess that'll be it, really, unless anybody else wants me to go over anything or check anything. So I'm going to be trying to do more of these live streams. And anybody who caught my Sunday, well, obviously if you remember and you caught my live stream on Sunday, you'll see I kind of covered different. I covered a few different videos, and I tried to make it more fun and more relaxed. So it's not always like this, where today I kind of focused on one subject, which was Graham, and I also talked about some other things, but sometimes I'll cover other things and stuff like that. I might do some videos, because I find that I can cover videos as long as I use them under fair use. As long as I don't watch videos, I can just cover them. So as long as I can cover some videos and we can talk about them, I think that's fine. And if anybody out there has anything they want to bring to the channel, any ideas or anything like that, feel free to do it. And we can work on the videos for the live streams and stuff. But like I say, I don't know when I'm going to do a next live stream. Originally, I planned to actually do one tomorrow night, so it could still happen. So if you're up for that, then I'll definitely see you there again if I do it. I definitely have a live stream on Sunday. That's every Sunday, but that is for channel support. So you would have to become a channel supporter to be able to have access to that actual live stream. But anybody's welcome to that. And like I said, that's just our private live stream. So yeah, so I feel like I've covered everything. But I have enjoyed tonight, and I've really enjoyed all of you that have come in and taken part. It's been a lot of fun, actually. Let me just check. Wait, let me just check the last few comments. Practice makes perfect. Yes, I agree with that. If you know about the streaming stuff, yeah, I feel like I'm getting more back into it. We'll love to hear your ideas, Rachel. Well, you will do. I have lots of ideas for the channel. It's evening. I'll be there. Okay. Well, look, we got a few things here. We said evening time. Good. Okay. We'll keep it to the evenings. So tomorrow I will hopefully anytime from 7 o'clock. Easy. Anytime from 7 o'clock. In fact, look, let's say 7 o'clock tomorrow. I'm going to do a live stream. I think my throat's going now because I've been talking for a while. I know we're coming to the end. We're definitely coming to the end of the stream now. 7 o'clock tomorrow, I will do another stream. There you go. It'll be a live stream. It'll be public. Okay. So everybody's welcome. But if you want to join the Sunday one, Sunday live stream, that will be privated just for members. So I'd ask you to join. I'd love you to join and be part of the community. So please consider that if you want to join. And then that's it. Then I think that's it, because I have really covered what I wanted to talk about, which was the few clips and stuff about Graham and Graham Linehan and everything about that thing. And if you haven't seen the video, go check the video out, because I go more in depth about everything that was involved there. So I would advise going there. Let me see. 7p is great. Good. Okay, definitely. Tulu, all nice. Nice one. But yeah, thank you, Kirsty. So yeah, okay, let's call it a night. I think I'm gonna go and get something to eat and have a drink. So I don't have any plans to release. Well, I might release a video tomorrow. Let's see. I don't know. But I'm going to do the live show in the evening. So we've got that to look forward to anyway, haven't we? Okay, so I will see you all later on. And thank you so much for taking part. And yeah, let me say goodbye. Are there more comments? Hope everyone has a great evening. Yes, thank you. You too. You too. See you all tomorrow night then. Take care and